Nice.
Yeah, welcome everybody back to Turbo Tuesday.
That's it. With a little bit of nitrous flair.
Yeah. Yeah, we're upgrading, guys. We got a background now.
Yes. A little closer together, but it works. I think it looks better. I think the lighting looks better, you know, because it actually gives you a dark backdrop. I like it a lot better. Looks much better.
Yeah, so.
All right. So I believe our guest this evening, Team Meatball Racing, the
Mr. Alan Thompson.
Mr. Alan Thompson, the driver of the Butterface G-Body. I mean,
I got to see Alan this weekend. He was
having
a fun time. Not the best testing, but
bro, I saw that thing try to G-Body shuffle.
He was three-wheel action.
It was. When you told me it broke the anti-roll bar, I was like, oh, okay. Then it really broke the anti-roll bar. It was pretty bad.
So
it just slammed. I was like, wow.
So,
all right.
If you guys don't know Alan, I'm going to show a short video and then we'll bring him in. This is a couple, when I say couple, main three highlights from Butterface down in the Carolinas last year. So, check it out real quick and we'll get ready and bring Alan on in. I always love that clip of Joe just running out like, woo!
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Let me pull Alan in. We'll get some picture going. Oh. But it was a great weekend at Wilkesboro, I will say that. I'm just going to put him dead in the middle.
Yep, you're going to have to add our background back. What is up, sir?
I haven't got him in yet.
He's not in yet.
He's not in yet. You're jumping the gun.
Dude, he's sitting there just twiddling his thumbs like, what am I doing right now?
I'm getting his audio ready. And Alan's here. Oh, awesome. It did take our background out.
Yep.
Now you just got a background.
Yep.
You ruined our background, man.
That's fine. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm the best background.
I'll work on it.
So what is going on, sir? I guess you can hear
Not
me.
A whole lot. Oh yeah, I can hear you. Can you?
Awesome.
If y'all can hear me.
Yes, sir. You're good to go.
Yeah, I know I don't know why, but the computer looks slow. Like I can hear you, then it moves.
I'm not sure that maybe on
probably our end.
There's a lot of technology stuff going on right now, so
I'm still learning.
Yeah, Corey needs to upgrade already.
It took our background out, so we're kind of. I'm gonna figure that one out.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, black background is fine. It's all good.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You don't need no background. Nobody can really see it with my big ass head in the middle.
That's it. That's it. No, we're good here. So, welcome to this live podcast. I don't even know what we exactly call it. We just like to talk about racing every Tuesday, and I've just sort of want to talk to some of the racers that, you know, we don't see. Well, I see because I'm subscribed, but you know,
I seen him this weekend.
Right. Well, I see a lot of racers, but I want to try to give a platform, if I have one, if you want to consider that, to everybody. And, you know, like, I think the first time I saw the car was at Shadyside last year. Well, when he won, which one? I don't.
The warm
Carolina
up.
Cash Days, the
The
warm-up.
warm up
The
or
warm
come
up.
up? Yeah, the warm up.
Yeah, so that was the first time I had ever seen you guys or the car or anything like that, and so I was like, let's bring him on. Absolutely, I've seen you a bunch since then, and I've loved the car since the first time I saw it. That was I love
Thank
it.
you.
I'm a big G-Body fan, and yeah, well, I think we got some shirts first time out.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And at first
Yeah.
time out that I seen it, and you won the whole thing. That was pretty.
And
pretty
they
wicked.
kept me up for like 3 nights in the Hampton Inn while they were gambling.
Yeah, hell, we had just as much fun at the hotel as we did at the track. You know,
There you go.
I mean, we
awesome.
played cards freaking all night long out in the thing. Corey walked in. We were just out there having fun and playing cards, gambling back and forth, and hell, we're taking more money of each other's than we did at the track. You know, I mean,
I walk in with a bag of food and I'm like, "Hey guys,"
yeah,
and then just sit down and eat and watch them play cards.
That's hilarious.
He's like, "Didn't y'all get enough at the track?" I was like, "No, we're just getting started." Yeah,
That is awesome.
but
yeah, man. So just to, I guess, sort of start out was, that was not the first time out with the car that when I saw that car.
no,
How long have you
when
had
we
the
went to
car?
Shadyside.
If you can give us a little bit of background, a little bit, if you don't mind, or
Well, all right. Well, when I first, let's see. I actually wrecked that car. In see 20 or 220 in 2020. Um, I wrecked it. We was the transmission locked up because it was just a regular street car, and I didn't have no trans brake or nothing. No, it was then. This is like when it had a six. Yeah, it only had a 6 point cage in it, and I was going through we just changed heads and stuff, and I went through the traps, and I always clicked the car in the neutral. Well, that one time I did, it went into reverse, and it locked up the transmission and exploded the rear reverse body, and it put me into the wall. And then after that, me and Dad was like, "Well, he's gonna put a 10 point in it," and then Dad says, "Man, I think I could do it." So he started it, and then it ended up to being a 25 to whatever it is now, and
it
then it snowballed
escalated
to what it
quickly.
is. Yeah, it did. Cause
You'll have that
Dad
on
bent the
those
main
big
hoop.
jobs.
Oh yeah, cause Dad bent the main hoop. He goes, "Man, we could lose 100 pounds if we cut the floor out." And next you know, we're in there the next morning, cutting the whole floor out of it, dude. You know, it was
went down the rabbit hole. That's hilarious.
Oh, it did. Once it came in the garage, man, it was game on. And then we just built, because then we always said, well, if we build the chassis now, then we can always upgrade in horsepower.
Right.
So
Well,
and
I
then
mean, just like when you had this recent accident, you
mhm.
were able to really put it back together extremely quick because of the work that y'all had
Oh yeah.
already done.
Hmm.
That was
Yeah,
a testament to that for sure.
that was a hard one. That one there.
Yeah, that one was rough,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
let's go back. You wrecked the car. You went 25. I guess that
Yeah,
sort of was like
whatever
you
it
wanted to
is.
get super safe.
Yeah,
And
it's just a safety standpoint. Dad was like, if we ever tap the wall or something, we can always take the body off of it and put a new one on it.
right,
And
right,
so we started. It already had the 496 big block in it, and we just kind of worked it a little bit. And then I ended up putting the intake, putting 3 systems on it, and we just started working from there and testing at home. Then my first race I ever went out of town with the car since we did it was at KD, and we didn't do good. And then we just kept testing and start going faster. And then we went to the pad, and I did really good at the pad. And then I came to Shady Side. I mean, with the Shady Side, when I went there, I probably had the car really together for maybe 6, 7 months.
right.
And we changed shocks right before we came to Shady Side. And my car always had a real bad wheeling problem. And once after I made that first pass and it stuck down, I said, "Dad, we can actually turn this car up and find out what it can do." And it did well. That
That's
surface was
awesome.
really good. Could hold the power I had. So,
Yeah, it was
and we've just been
absolutely
kind of
flying
ticking
for
at it.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was sort of
It did
like
good.
the out of towner from Kentucky that nobody really knows. I mean, that's what that's
Yeah.
how I
I
felt.
mean,
Came
yeah.
down and
Yeah,
we
I was. I
just
mean, I'm a.
whooped.
Yeah, because everybody was so confident. I was like, man, like, especially when I drawed, I don't know his name, the dude in the red Camaro.
Jerry Patterson.
Yeah.
When I drawed him, man, everybody was, up at our trailer trying to bet, and we was like, all right, well, we bet everything we had. And once I beat him, I draw Bradshaw, and then that didn't help, because Bradshaw was fast,
Yeah.
his
Sure.
car was moving. He was really like the only one after I beat the Camaro. I was like, man, I just don't need to draw him right now, and I did. So,
Did Joe draw him? Because we can blame that on Joe.
no, I did. To be honest, I don't need a draw because I am the worst drawer ever. Either I'm out in the first 3 pairs or I'm drawing one of the fastest guys there,
Oh boy,
But
I
like if my
do
dad
that.
goes draw, yeah, if dad goes draw, I'm probably gonna end up with a buy or some shing bob down the road,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't have to worry about that at least in March. Happy's gonna be drawing all your chips, or Kenzie, or me.
Yeah. Well, Kenzie don't draw very good for me. She puts me first out every time she draws.
All right, I'll
You
let
know?
Kenzie draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does do that really bad.
Yeah. I think every other race I've raced at and I have my car there, I've been first pair out, or I'll draw like Hank Tank or somebody first pair out, and I'm like, God dang, you know.
Well, you got
And
yeah. What did
Yeah,
you draw
turkey
first
bass.
pair for both that and the second chance?
first pair out,
God, that was rough.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
rough.
because I missed the tune up first round. I was like, oh, bet I got it for set. Next time we come up, then there goes my transmission. It let go.
Jeez,
Yeah,
that's
but I
crazy.
mean that's part
Yeah,
of it though.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
So
I know one thing that we talk about with like all the races and the cars and is the betting on the starting line. And like your car, I'm sure you could get any bet that day because nobody really knew
knew me.
what the car
Nobody knew
was
me.
at all. Nothing.
Mm-mm. No,
And then
no.
over probably the past year, I'd say it's
Yeah,
probably a whole lot harder to get a bet.
it is. I ain't gonna lie. Like when we went to Wilkesboro, we try to bet everybody. Because when we went to Shayside, we didn't have a bunch of money with us, like we just like went to a race and thought like no, because really a lot of the bettings went down, especially around here. But when we showed up
Right.
there, everybody was handing out. We bet everything we had, and when we went back there, we took more money to Wilkesboro. And we couldn't get a $20 bet,
Yeah.
like we couldn't. And I was like, man, this kind of sucks,
Yeah.
and
It's
that's
pretty
like,
tough. It's tough at dig or die in some of those places. You used to be able to do pretty good, but now
mhm.
it's just tough. There's not.
Well, that's the thing though. It's like you've watched all these cars on videos and people pay attention, and that's the
Sure.
thing.
Yeah.
There ain't no calling up from somebody. Hey, I got a buddy from here that likes to get down, and like people's names travel now, and
Yep.
so there's
Yeah. I
Cam
mean,
Bam.
just like that. I don't know who it was put that post up of like the 25 top 25 racers or
Yeah,
whatever, and people know, especially if
Yeah.
they follow at all. There's not a lot of
mm,
and what is the word, like anonymous. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of anonymous or like
yeah.
unknown racers that you can get a good bet
Things
on
just aren't
anymore.
secret anymore.
Do
No,
what?
it ain't. And,
Things
and the
aren't
thing
secret
is,
anymore.
mm-mm. And it's hard to keep things a secret, especially when you're
Right.
trying to do like YouTube or trying to make content. I mean, like
Yeah.
what my thing is though is at a race, everybody's got an idea what everybody can go now. I mean, nobody's
Right.
dumb, everybody's fast. There
Right.
is there used to be like one fast guy here, and then you have a bunch of ducks. But now everybody that was duck is getting fast, and I mean, it's the truth. Everybody's fast everywhere you go. There ain't no
Right.
slow people anymore.
Yeah.
So
It's
you can't take
definitely the
nobody
playing
lightly.
field. I know when we've had
Mm-hmm.
some of these big, like 100 some cars, you know, man, there's 80 to 90 bears.
Yeah.
You don't
Mm-hmm.
draw a duck first round anymore. That's for sure. Unless you draw me.
No.
You get me, you may get a duck right here, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the one who draws all the
I
other
don't know.
bears.
You get, yeah. I mean, you gave old Billy a good run of KD for carding against Girl. He
Yeah,
would got beat.
yeah,
You
that's
know.
definitely the fish that got away right there for sure. But
Yeah, you had him.
it was tough.
Yeah,
It was tough.
If somebody would just
I bet
hit
it
that
was.
chute.
It was just a tune-up thing. It was just a little too spicy, too fast. It happens.
Yeah.
I've watched it
Hey.
multiple times over and over, but it was rough.
Got me a lot of good views on Instagram.
Yeah, that was a fun
Of
race
course,
for
just worry about
sure.
views.
That's it.
Oh yeah,
It pays the bills.
there's a. Oh, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
So.
that was a the tough thing about like the YouTube. I try YouTube. I'm not extremely successful with it, but you know, people want information. That's for sure.
Mm,
People really would like to see the clocks on, and a
yeah.
lot of people don't want the
That ain't
clocks.
gonna happen with me.
No,
No.
it's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
You won't ever know. No.
No, it's not going to happen.
No.
But it's also because like I know one of our buddies that ran around with us more late,
Yeah.
a long time ago. He was dead set on me being a whole lot more secretive about what had going on, and
Mm,
I was like, you know, you can take the same person and put the same setup in, and it doesn't mean that they're going to go the same. It doesn't mean they're going to be as
yeah.
fast. That's the way I
Yeah.
always felt.
Yeah. Hell, I mean, it's proven though. You have two cars with the same combos and same setup. One of them's just always gonna be a little faster than the other. It's just the
Right.
luck of the draw. Of, something's different. But you can't make it different.
Right.
There's
Right.
something that's naturally different, and it's gonna work. You know.
Yeah.
So, and you got your different tune-ups and different converters, and you know, everyone thinks you need big horsepower, but you make the right converter change, it's over.
Right. I mean, I've always given all the details of what was in my car, and it's never
Mm,
changed me being able to get a race or being able to somebody get the upper hand on me. I've never felt like that, and I know a lot of people who are super secretive about their setup. I mean, like Beater Bomb and Brandon Mork, even though they both told us what their setups were
mm,
this year, but they nobody knew what they everybody thought they knew what they had, but they kept it super
no one
secret.
really knew. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but that didn't change anybody's opinion of their car. Once we found out, we were like, "Oh, okay, it makes a lot of power." That's pretty much it.
yeah. It's just like, oh, that makes sense. I mean, like it seemed like it
Right.
did.
Oh yeah.
And that's just everybody's thing. It's like Hang Tank. Nobody knows what's in that unit. Nobody.
Right.
When he works on it, he pulls it into the trailer. Like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
For
I
sure.
think that's awesome. But the thing is though, it's just whatever how hard you want to work to keep it a secret.
Right.
Or after every pass, are you gonna pull it into a tent and cover it up? No, that's just
Yeah.
too much more work.
They're
It
willing
takes
to
a
do
lot
it.
already.
I
Yeah.
just don't. I just don't know if they. I've never felt like I have something so secretive that I had figured something out that nobody else had. If I ever have
Hmm.
something that I think is just an upper hand, maybe I won't show it. But I've never had that.
Yeah.
You don't test anyway, so
Nah.
it don't matter.
Nah.
I try to, but I break shit when I test.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just
I
need to
saw
quit
that.
testing. Quit testing.
Yeah. No, I gotta test. I just never would imagine. I mean, I guess we lacked on it, but I never thought my anti-roll bar would come apart like it did. Because
That's
my anti-roll
crazy.
bar, it's we upgraded it, and it's actually a big chromoly spline on the end, and then the arms slide onto it. Well, the arms, it has a bolt that runs through it with a nylon, locking nut and everything. Well, it came off, and that's what made my car do what it did. The arm
Oh
fell
boy.
off the anti-roll bar and did that, and then it cost me a broken shock and a broken front shock mount. You know,
Oh,
so
that's rough. That's rough.
yeah.
But dude,
Because if
what
you
happened
watch
that
my
second
second,
time? Jesus.
she was yeah. Well, it was moving, but the driver wheel it was sucked up in there, and whenever it moved a little to the left, I steered it to the right, and it just fell down. It made a big move, and then after that, we just started looking at stuff and found it. Luckily, it wasn't worse than break when I was making that pass.
Yeah.
You know, so little
I guess
things
that's
like
the
that can
great
wreck a
thing
car.
though is that you did it now.
Yeah.
If you'd have done
Yeah, one
that
hundred
at
percent.
a first round somewhere or
Mhm.
wherever, that would have really sucked. That could have cost you a first round win for sure.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
That's why we
That's what
test.
we all. That's what. Yeah, exactly. That's what we said. We're glad we went and test. Yes, it sucks. We drove 6.5 hours to do that, but I'd rather do that than come down there in March and do it then.
Right. Right.
Cause
And I'll tell you, dude, I don't know if
so
you noticed, but that from the transition on, that thing was slick.
man, see, I wish I could. My shit didn't break. Cause I ain't gonna lie. Like when I was there from the other race, everyone was having problems. Then I just don't understand. Like I think realistically, I think I could have went down it really fast. them guys were having problems. But I mean, like that one boy in the Nova, his car was working pretty good and it didn't upset it. But I mean, like they wasn't putting crazy power to it.
Right.
And Bubba's, I don't know, because like soon as his would hit that transition, that dude just sounded like it
Dude,
just
it
made
was
100,
shooting RPM.
300 more horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it just made 300 more horsepower nowhere. It's just nuts. It's just matters. Again, if you can read the track of where you make one pass, you can see where the bump is, and you're putting power in there. It ain't going, it ain't gonna like it.
I think that's the
You know.
fun thing about service like that is like not everybody grasps it. It's not,
Mm-mm.
how good did the tractor do? It's how good you did either behind the keyboard or behind the wrench. And
Yeah, or
I love that so much more.
yeah, cause it was funny. My dad said like before, like everyone's like, "Oh, the track's junk," it ain't no good. And if hell, my shit went up to the bumper with a broken anti-roll bar, like it was no
Oh yeah.
Dude,
problem.
that concrete was great.
Oh, it was nice. So I mean,
I and I
I'm just excited.
oh yeah. I think you would agree
It's,
too. There is not there. How can I put this? There's a lot of people that are in the no prep scene now that
mm,
are coming from places where the tracks are really good, and
mm-hmm,
they've not been down a bunch of streets or wherever that you don't know every single bump going down through it,
yeah,
and things like that. And those, they're not used to it. When
mm.
I know y'all have done a lot of street stuff, and when you go down a road, middle of the night, you've never had a pass down it. It's it changes
It's
your
a shot in the
perspective.
dark.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally.
You're shooting in the dark.
Literally.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, literally. But the thing is, though, is, you test it on the surface at home, and you just kind of gotta guess a ballpark, and if it works, hey, you got something to go off of.
Right.
And once you get that one good ballpark, tune up or setting and your shocks and learn your car. But I mean, you
Right.
gotta go out and make a bunch of passes to do that, and that's what makes a good people fast.
Right. Well,
Somebody fast is doing that.
and I think you're a good driver too, and that's a big part of it. A lot of guys are
Mm-hmm.
they don't have this. Y'all have the chassis tuned to where the chassis is going pretty straight, unless you break stuff. But y'all, I feel like if you would have, how to drive in wheel speed, and a lot of guys
Yeah.
don't. A lot, wheel speed is unknown to them.
Will
So
speed will kill you.
it can,
Yeah.
absolutely,
It can.
absolutely.
And like when I wrecked my car at Deckard's, I had a little wheel speed, and
Yeah,
granted that where I got into the track, it was a little slick, and it just bit me. It did.
right,
I'll say it right now. I mean, it bit me right in the ass, and did I have a little too much wheel speed? Probably.
right.
But granted, as many passes I made in that old car, I mean, physically I didn't do nothing crazy, and it was just gone. So
Yeah, it made a really fast move, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It just did it
yeah.
really fast. There wasn't no recovering
Mm-mm.
on most surfaces you'd be able to. And that surface that day, there it just
It
wasn't able
wasn't
to
there
recover it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was tough, man. That video, I felt that
Yeah.
video, man.
Yeah.
I
Old
was
Joe
like,
killed that one.
oh man, it
Yeah.
was.
Old Joe to hoe.
Yeah, man. That's the other thing is, I wouldn't like social media wise, like when I left for the pad last year, I had 300 subscribers and I was doing all the editing and all that. Joe, my man's put the game on,
That's
like if
awesome.
I didn't have Joe, I wouldn't be nobody. He would be still at probably
That's like
400
we're all having fun
subscribers
at the
and
Hampton. He's over there just going to
yeah,
town.
just
That's
getting
awesome,
ham.
man.
But that's his thing. That's what he
Yeah.
likes to do, and he helps me out a lot. If I didn't have Joe, y'all would have no clue who we were. I'm just being honest.
I got you.
Y'all might know me from talking to me at a track, but like online and stuff, y'all would have an idea.
I
You
enjoy
know,
the
Yeah.
videos, man. So y'all keep putting them up.
yeah,
Me and my
yeah,
boy, that's our form of TV now. So either in the morning times or the evening
yeah.
times, y'all do your thing, and we'll be watching. That's for sure. I
I
enjoy
appreciate
all
that.
the racing videos,
Yeah,
man. Regular TV just sucks anymore, and
sucks.
whenever you
Yeah,
get to watch what you really like are passionate about, and you see other guys doing what they're passionate about, I love it. I love it.
mm,
It's the camaraderie between you guys is awesome. and I think you'll do really well. I think just continue uploading, and it'll take off. Which I mean, I know it has. It's done really good for you.
Yeah, the last year it's been nuts. I never would have thought it would be what it is. So far, I'm just happy. It's really cool. It's weird going to different places and everyone's like, "Oh man, I know who you are." Talking. I'm like,
Right.
"Yeah." And I'm sitting here like I'm a freaking nobody, dude. Like I'm just some dude that goes to work, comes home, and spends all his money on a race car. You know,
That's it.
and but I mean, that's what we all do.
Oh yeah,
That's
man.
part of it.
And I think we're just so tired. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so tired of watching celebrities and like movie stars and sports teams and stuff like that, and seeing them
Yeah.
do good. I like to see people do good that are you're just normal, blue collar, everyday guys.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see. That's and
Yeah.
I think a lot of the channels are the exact same way, and it's they want to watch
Mm.
normal everyday dudes do this stuff.
Yeah, I mean everybody struggles, So why not like when we first started the YouTube thing, like I told Cameron, it was me, Cameron, and my dad at the time was Scrappy. And I said, "Man, we're out here videoing all of this." I said, "Why not just show a little bit of us in between and post it on YouTube?" I said, "Let's just give it a shot." Cuz I told him my first year, I said, "If I don't have over 100 subscribers, I'm done. I quit. It wasn't meant to be." And luckily I
Yeah,
had
it
like
sounds like you.
103. Yeah, it was,
Oh yeah, man.
and hey, after getting 100 the first time when you're making it, it's hard.
Oh
It
yeah,
really is.
absolutely. It's it's not as organic as it used to be.
Mm-mm.
You know, there's a lot of people at every race, and you've got to stand
Mm-hmm.
out, and you got to know the right people, and there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff that goes into it now. You got to make good content, and like you said,
Oh yeah.
Joe stepping your production up and your editing
Oh
up and
yeah.
all that stuff. You know, YouTube sees that, they put you into the algorithm a certain way. They see that
Mm-hmm.
you're getting better click. There's all the algorithm bullcrap.
There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
All
Joe
kinds.
loses me and all that. Yeah,
Right.
he'll talk to him like, "Joe, are we doing good or not? Like, just cut it to me."
That's it.
Like.
Well, y'all coming back from New Orleans, I was talking to Joe, and he was like, "Man, I don't know when I'm going to get this up." I said, "You got like 3 hours. Get on it. You can get it up."
Yeah. Man, Joe, that's the thing. Like Joe, we was all supposed to ride together, and he ended up having some family things that his mom didn't tell him about until the last minute. So he ended up
Yeah.
driving down there that morning. He left at 3 a.m. and drove all the way there to film for me, and then then Doss drove him back. He slept all the way back. I mean, that's just. I told him, I said, "Hey man, you want me to come get the GoPros and the camera? I'll film myself.
Oh, Shane giving you hell.
Oh, yeah, you better. I gotta get on that. These people are making stupid money on OnlyFans. I'll show
That's
them my
it,
big
man.
toe for $5.
That's it, man. Hey, it's only
You know.
what, like 100 people at $20 a month, man. You could
Yeah.
you could get some.
Yeah.
There's 2 grand a month.
Hey, just ask Darren
Hey,
about it
10
when you go to Shady Side.
10.99s for everybody.
That's
You
it.
know.
I
Yeah.
think y'all get enough
Yeah.
guys around. Y'all got a big team. It seems like I know y'all have 3, 4 cars or more,
Yeah.
and so that's a lot of content. And I feel like that is that's a great way for the YouTube to
Yeah.
that YouTube
It,
works great off of that for sure.
yeah, man, it's like we got a bunch of cars, we got, I got 3 or 4 of us, but the thing is, it's hard to film everybody's because, we all go to work, we all work different schedules,
Sure.
like me, I'll go out and film on my phone sometimes and work on it, but like, say like everybody else, they'll get off at 3 and and they gotta wake up at 5 a.m.
Right.
I don't. I have to wake up at a different time. It's hard right now to get everybody on the same schedule,
Oh yeah.
especially to show everybody what everybody's going on. And
Oh
like
yeah.
little Zach, he's not comfortable on a camera. That man would rather just go hide in a corner. But I have to sneak him on there. Yeah,
There
minus
you go.
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna talk about that right now. But we're minus one. But
I don't know those stories.
No,
I'll be
I'm
good.
not asking.
no, no, no. We'll have to see where it goes. So we just got a couple of problems, what's like everybody does.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
again, man.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
on the back on the YouTube thing and on Butterface, man, seeing you guys put that car back together, that was intense, and man, shout out,
Everything fell.
huge
Yeah.
shout out to you guys. That was awesome.
Yeah. If everything didn't fall like it was, I don't. It just kind of felt perfect. When I got home after me and Dad got done fighting in the front yard, um, when we got home, and oh, he was ready to kill me because he wasn't there. I don't know if y'all realize in the video, but he wasn't there, and
Oh
that was
no.
a bad phone call. Yeah, because he was actually in
Oh no.
Chicago. And I told him, I said, hey, man, I'm going to go there and test. He's like, okay. He says, just be smart. I know you can use your head. I was like, all right. And I was just playing in 330 the car and 330 it. And, well, that last pass, I decided to take her on out. And so, I mean,
Oh no.
that's what I'm saying. It was my own choice and it bit me in the butt, But, I mean,
I can't
what?
envision you and your dad fighting. He's like the nicest person in the world.
Oh, I can see it. I can hear it. I can hear
Oh,
the
dude.
videos.
Oh,
I love it.
my dad, yeah, my dad is my big brother. We are just
Oh
alike,
man.
and like if you see us arguing, just don't pay no attention to it because we're gonna love each other in about 2 minutes,
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
and but like if everything didn't fall in place, like the body, I wanted a white body. I had a few people offer me a black one. I had a bunch of people help me out on that, and I told Dad once he got on the rack and he looked at it and I said, how bad do you think it is? I said, you think we can fix it? He goes, well, I ain't gonna lie, I was hoping it was a little better. But yeah, I think we can fix it. So, and I told him,
Yeah.
I said, well, if anything, we can make it a Malibu Leroy for a weekend or so, because I mean everything works on it,
Oh my God,
and
you talk about people
There's your
losing their
YouTube
mind on
views.
that video. That would be
yeah, oh
hilarious.
good God, yeah, that's what when we took it
This
apart.
sounds
It's like,
good.
man, it's just another Leroy. Yeah, flying hop. Yeah, one day. I'll tell you that story in a minute. But everything just if I ended up getting my body, and I told Dad, and I was like, man, I said, we were talking about because I got a car with the front end and everything,
Yeah.
and I've had a metal, and Dad's like, man, we just go ahead and say screw it and just put fiberglass on it, and while we're here, and I was like, yeah, so we can lose a few pounds, so we did that. And we spent a much money on that. And I told Dad, I said, hey, we ain't got to take it to the pad with us. I can put my steel doors on it and run without no front end just for the weekend. So every other body with the Mustang does it, would be okay. And he did not like that when I said that. So because he told me from the get go once we started going on it, he says, we're going down there. It's going to be painted like it was and everything will be together. And I said, hey, man, you ain't got to work that hard,
Yeah.
because it was
He
during
seems
peak
like
season for me.
a good body
Yeah.
man, so I
Yeah.
think it would go
Well, that's
against everything in
yeah.
him to let it
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, that's what he does for a living. He builds hot rods, and
That's awesome.
and yeah, he would, man. That's why everyone's always asked me, why don't y'all work together? I'm like, well, because if we stand 24 hours together, we ain't gonna be able to stay in the same room. Like he likes it his way, I got my way, and maybe his way is better, but I think my way is.
Right.
It's
And
typical, trust
so,
me.
Well,
oh
Me and
it's
my
yeah, I
dad's the
mean,
same way.
it makes for
mhm.
excellent content on on
Oh
YouTube. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
It's very
Yeah,
funny.
that's like, like when Dad. I remember one day he was at the valley and Dad got pissed at me or something. I told him it was doing something. Yeah, and and well, he ended up being right on why I was doing it, and so he got pissed off and he had a barbecue sandwich in his hand and he just tossed it at my computer, and I was so mad because I spent because it stuck to it. And then once I got it off, the freaking grease was all over it, and I just so mad. And come to find out, he was actually right, and I'd apologized.
Oh
And me and
no.
him was, oh, it was not a good day at the track, but he ended up, we ended up being okay. So
Is dad right like
yeah,
80% of the time?
now like in today, it's more like I'll say 60-40. I get 40. But it used to be, like I've learned a lot, and but I'll say 60-40. It used to be about 90-10, and I didn't know shit. You know.
God.
Oh, that's all good,
Yeah.
man. That's I'm telling you, me and my dad were the same way on stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. It's the when you have to go
Yeah.
back to your dad and you're like, you might have been a little right on that.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's
I
way
think
worse.
you
You got to
was
eat that crow.
yeah. Yeah, like my idea sucked and yours was way better, you know. And sometimes like on it, especially like when I started doing all the tune-ups in my car because my dad really didn't know how to use a computer, so I had to learn everything. And he'll look at me like, "Dude, you really think that's gonna work?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." And like when it does, he's just like mind blown, like, "How did that work?" You know, and then so
That's awesome.
and
Are you
I
dropping
remember
that?
one
The
night
future is now, old man.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And but I remember one day we went out and tested on the street, and I told him on my shocks, I said, "Man, you're going the wrong way." I said, "This car is not transferring at all." I said, "You're tightening and not loosening it." And he wanted to argue with me for an hour and a half while we're sitting there, and then come to find out, I tightened it up. I pulled up on the front end, and it was tight, and I went the other way and I pulled it right up. And he goes, "Oh man, maybe you was right. I never thought about that. And I'm like, you big dumb mom.
You
And
had to cherish that moment of the time that you were right.
oh, I
I
did.
understand that for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I told 30 people after that.
That's
You know,
it. Start sending group messages out. Hey, look,
yeah,
I was right.
yeah. hmm I don't get many of them. When I do, I'll take it.
That's
You know,
it. Absolutely.
so
It makes for great
yeah,
content. I think it's absolutely
yeah.
hilarious. So
Yeah.
Joe just
That
needs
hell,
to
I
go
think some people rather
around
just
you and your
listen to my
dad.
dad.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Shit, man, I tell you what, if I could get a GoPro and just strap it on little Zach and have him walk around, y'all would die laughing. Him and his dad, dude, it's hilarious. The
Oh,
stuff they say back and forth. Like
I've got
I don't know if
pictures
you
of
don't watch
GoPros,
the
greatest,
and I've
pad
man.
got chest
video.
mounts.
Oh yeah, like the pad video at the beginning of him and his dad going back and forth. That was nothing. That was just a little part of it. Like
Oh,
we
that's
can
the
make
good
we
stuff.
can make a comedy show out of it. Just me and our dads and us going back and forth. Like the
That's
one liners.
hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Oh, it's
You
it's
know.
funny. That is so great, man. And you
Yeah.
know, I know that y'all fight. It's funny because I know you love each other, and it's one of the reasons that you fight
Yeah.
because that's exactly the way that me and my dad are. And
Mm,
it's great. It's great to see because in seeing that you guys like have such a good family type of atmosphere when you're racing,
mm,
and y'all are enjoying and getting to spend time together. A lot of people don't get to do that, and that is
mm.
it's fun to watch. I really enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
say
awesome.
like when we ain't even racing, like my whole team and stuff. Like I always said, my team's not really a team. We're family.
Right.
And like like we always every weekend we're always together no matter what. Some of us are, and I mean everybody's got their other things, but I mean a lot of times we're all together playing cards or going out and doing something, and we try to stay together, stay
Yeah,
tight.
absolutely.
You know.
It's awesome. It's
Mm.
I enjoy it. That's for sure. So let's see here. Let me see about
He's being
my
professional.
talking points here.
Remember this talk we
Hey,
had the other
somebody's
day?
got to. Yeah,
That's
I say
it.
somebody's got to.
I have to keep
You know.
some of it
That's
here.
the professional.
Yeah.
This is winging
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because everybody just tries to wing it. I'm like, man, if y'all had like a certain thing to ask, man, you would look like you have your shit together. You know.
If you
You know.
saw the amount of screens and stuff that's in here, and for him to say that I'm the professional one is really hilarious. That's what's funny. Let's see here.
Mm.
We talk about the setup in the car, big block Chevy nitrous. So have you always been into no prep racing, or what got you into no prep racing, or you can
Yeah. Well,
sort
we
of run with it?
always, man, like we have always had well, back in the day, my dad had a Mustang, and we always street raced with it, and we traveled, went to Chicago with it, and then it was just a big money pit, and so he ended up selling it. But like we've always done a bunch of street racing and a bunch of like back then really there was no radio racing, so they'll just show up at a track and race. The
Right.
surface what it was like today's no prep. So I mean yeah, and then once I bought my car back in 20, I think it was. my first my first at least 30 passes was on the street. We all the track was closed because of COVID. And like my first no prep race, the first time I ever sprayed my car was at Edgewater when the Dirty 30 wrecked. That was my first time I ever actually sprayed my car, and I raced
Gotcha.
Trashy, and he barely beat me. And then I came home. We actually came home. I fixed the car because I had a solenoid problem. Then we went out and raced on the street, and for I mean that's all we did for a while. Then tracks started opening, and then by the time the no prep scene got kind of big or starting to go up, and I wrecked my car. Then I came out with mine, and then once it started, growing, we just stuck with it. And then the back of the track stuff came out, and then
Right.
But I mean, I always try to stay more in street racing. I'd rather race on the front side and street racing than the back of the track, because I
I
mean,
got you.
this my car. It's hard to like I could do it, but I can't do it as well as some of these guys who just got their car set up just for
Sure.
it, because it does take a special car to do it.
Sure.
Because I mean, some of the stuff they race on is like pea gravel.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know about your area how many backtrack races there are.
None.
That's
I
The
that's
got
only one that's
64
close
and
to,
that's it.
yeah, I-64, and then when Rob and Quinn started doing the US 60 in the middle,
right.
that was really kind of, and that was it.
It's hard to build a race
And
for one race
See,
or a car for one race.
exactly,
I think your car
exactly.
would do great at that Slugfest eighth to the quarter deal.
Yes, I do too. Like that type of stuff. I'm excited for, but like going down the Digger Die, I will never take my car there because I don't have a shot. Now we might take Doc or like somebody else's car, but just my car, I don't think I can run with them and be a front runner there.
I
I
got you.
think
It
if we
takes a
spent the
lot of
time,
passes, and you have to
yeah,
have the car
if
set up specifically for that, for sure.
yeah, like if I spent the time and swap the bar angles, and try and cause done that, just did that for a few months, I'm sure I could figure it out. But you just got to have the data. If
Right.
that's all you do, then that's all you do.
But
I
if you've
try to
got
race many surfaces as I can.
right, but if you've got the front side slash street, that
Mm,
there's no point in changing it up. Get good at one thing. It's
mm,
hard to be good at everything when you
everything.
can be really good at the one thing. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's like some of these guys, man. They're really fast on the backside. They got to figure it out.
Right.
They got it. They got their nuts to the T's. I mean, but it's just everybody stays where they're comfortable at. Like a lot of the upper guys in Indy, they don't have a lot of the more of the front side fast stuff. And now down there in the Carolinas, man, that's what most of y'all do. Besides like
Yeah.
Dig or Die or Darlington, they
Right.
do that. They do it there. And
Yeah. There's a whole, and I think the backside, which I know there are some still going on, but I think backside stuff
yeah,
is sort of going away. I think your mediocre prep type of stuff or no prep is what you're going to see
yeah,
more of.
I keep hearing these
yeah.
stories about y'all and going to Jasper's trailer at War in the Woods.
Listen here, let me tell you this. Y'all missed out. That rain day set the whole trip. Okay, I stopped at Happy and Limpy's, and I said, "Hey, they're down there in Jasper's trailer playing high or low and shooting dice and stuff like that." Because Gary called us, and I said, "All right," and I said, "Happy, come on." Well, they were all tweeted out, so they didn't come. But I went down there. I get off the golf cart, and then the first thing they say is, "Hey, let's play high or low for $100." I said, "Bet." I think there's like 6 of us. I think it ended up being like almost $1,200 or like $700-800 in the pot. Well, I won it. I won it, and I was in there 30 seconds. I won it, and then Gary was like, "Hey, you want to flip for 500?" I said, "Bet." Well, he flipped it. I call it. I hit that, so I just got out of the trailer. I walked out. I walked in there for like
Walk
down for
away.
a minute. Yeah, and then we ended up going to and then we just kept playing for 20s and stuff. Then all of a sudden we realized it was just us playing. Everybody else done quit, and we was like, what the shit? It was just us playing with our own money. So he's like, well, we're done. Like what's the point in taking our own money? So and then Gavin had a freaking dirt bike there, and they had one. They was talking all shit how fast it was, and now Gavin's little dirt bike, that bitch was fast. And so we went out on the track when it was raining, we set him out a bike and we raced him, and we beat him like 3 times, and I think we raced for like $20 a time, or something. And
they'll bet on anything, man.
Oh yeah,
That's hilarious.
Hell will bet on who's got the bigger fart, or something, And
I went to Wilkesboro 5 minutes to talk to him, and they're already trying to bet me RC cars.
Oh, dude, my no bar. Hey, my no bar truck is coming down there and whooping your butt. I don't care
I've got
what
my
you
no bar car almost ready. It's almost ready.
Yeah.
Body will be in this, I think, tomorrow.
Oh my
hilarious.
God. Yeah, but you got all these extra rules. Mine's box stock with the change of tires.
That's fine. I'll just sit like you're sitting. You just sit.
Okay.
You just see my car. It looks like how yours sits.
Yeah. Yeah. Carbon fiber.
I'm not bringing the carbon car. It's a stock chassis.
You better not, because I'll wreck it. I'll wreck it on purpose.
I got 3 extra chassis plates. We're good.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah. First,
man.
I ain't gonna lie. That's one of the. I wish a lot more people get in that, because like when we went to War in the Woods, we had ours out and happy. Man, hell, for the first hour
of y'all doing that.
That was a blast.
I'm literally looking at 2 sitting over here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, 2 more on the shelf that this guy has. He's got 4.
Oh my God, I can't afford one.
No.
He's got some chassis. I'll put it that way. He doesn't really have 4.
Yeah.
He's got 2.
I was gonna say that's $100 car. I got 2 of the S10, the ready to drive ones, back when they were like 2 for $500. And
that was a deal. That's when we ordered all ours.
Yep,
yeah.
I had to get that, man. So me and my boy have one, so we'll be bringing those with us as we race this year for sure.
Oh, I'm coming into Turkey this year swinging.
Oh, that's what you said last year in the first round duck over here. Yeah.
I'm good this year. I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah, this dude's over there with tire warmers on it and everything else, and
the battery pack I bring doesn't work.
Oh, he was kitted out, that's for sure.
It's worse now.
If he ain't gonna be good at it, he gonna look like he good at it.
Oh, he did. He rolled in with the big case. Yeah, he rolled in with the big case and the tire warmers, and he went out there and was the first round duck and had to carry all his shit back to the car. I'm over here.
I won first round in big tire, but I crossed the yellow line. I mean, I won.
I'm over here with a body that's almost in 2 pieces and trying to just let it go.
I got 2 extra bodies, I'll tell you.
He ended on the top on his top more than anything every day, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
yeah, Doss won it. Yeah.
He did.
No, look at that.
What is it? What?
You can read?
Oh.
Oh.
When do we get to race again? Hey, I don't know. That was a fun race for sure. But he walked right out of my life on that one. That's for sure.
We're coming back more prepared in the RC and the big car.
Yeah. It should be a little.
You're getting your program together.
Maybe
the RC program.
Yeah. Corey, we ain't talking about you.
Yeah, we got a little better stuff in the motor this time, so hopefully it'll do good.
Yeah, because I love your old car.
I appreciate it.
I mean, y'all are Malibu brothers.
Yeah, because he stole my front bumper don't mean we're brothers, all right? That's it. All right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, if we ever have an issue, they'll fit. We'll just take mine off and put on yours. And same with my wing.
Mine's in one piece. Yeah. Mine's in one piece now, so.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I'm making him drag that car to Kentucky this year.
He should. Our no prep races we have, just our local ones. Everybody's pretty fast, and you gotta have your shit together. I ain't gonna lie. If somebody came out of town here and wanted to do it, they're gonna have to have their ducks in a row. I mean, we got a lot of fast guys here.
Cars for sure.
And I know I'll get the dirty look for this, but he's got a good front side car.
Yeah, we got to test, that's for sure. We got to test.
I'll get the testing.
That's a big thing. Soon, very soon. Yeah. Hopefully in the next 3 weeks or so.
Good.
I messed my trailer up. If my trailer was okay, we would be tuned up and be ready to go. But I messed my truck and trailer up, so that's my biggest problem.
I can tell you what he's going to test. It's going to be Friday night at Shady Side for Carolina Cash. That means test.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there testing.
Well, I don't know when we'll get to test, but we do have a great little track here that's only like 45 minutes away, and they have no problem letting me go in about any time and make a couple of hits. So we're pretty thankful.
See, that's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
See, that's nice. Like our guys, I think, like our closest track is the Valley, and try and let them come in. It's hard to let us come in and test. Like, you can, but it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg to do it.
Well, see, for
Like this weekend
us,
we went to Wilkesboro, and he only
right.
charged me $40, only $40 to come in. Like for my truck, my trailer, and Joe to come in was $40. I was like,
That's awesome.
how? I'm like,
Oh,
how do you do that? That's just awesome. That's like
They're
the same
great
thing with the
people down there,
Deckers.
man.
They
Yeah.
are.
Well,
they are great people.
Wilkesboro and a lot of these tracks that they're really giving back to the racers a lot, and and it's going to show. You're going to have a bigger car count and a lot more people at these races this year for these places that are, doing stuff like this for you. It's unfortunate the place I'm talking about, they're not really having any no preps this year, so I guess that's one reason they don't mind to let me use it for that. But
the good thing is though, with the race they're having, it's not as preppy anyways though, so
yeah,
it helps.
Yeah, that for sure. It's definitely nice. That's for sure to have a place that, they really open it up for me, and it's really a donation basis. So I probably shouldn't say too much about it. I'll end up getting in trouble, but it's very nice.
But here's my thing is though, even if it's a nice track and it's a real prep, you can at least line your stuff out and figure it out before you go into some Shin Bob's track, that's you've never been to, and it's it's no prep. I mean, you can figure it out then once you got your car, worked out, everything's working, then you can go hit these other surfaces.
Absolutely.
Like everyone's like, because everyone's like, oh, you street racing this and this, why ain't you out on the street testing it? Well, I mean, realistically, I'm here to figure out if everything's going to work first.
Right.
And then because I can sit here and figure it out, and then I'll go there.
Yeah. And people, that sounds all well and good to go and test on the street, but when you really aren't able to sit there and tune on the car and get everything lined out, make sure it goes straight, all that stuff, without worrying about the cops coming, that's just a fact. And so when you can go to a racetrack and dedicate 3 hours and make 10 passes, and see it's going to build boost or what it wants, or you may not have good data for that specific, but you can take that data, go and make 1 or 2 street hits, and then you may have a good,
you can build off it,
right?
Yeah.
I
mean, it's just how much people want to put the work in,
right? It sounds all cool to only street test or whatever. That just doesn't work in the majority of places unless you have a place like the pad, or places where you are not going to get bothered at all.
But the pad's not really street.
Track that anyway.
That place there is that is a track. It's a track for 200 feet, and then it goes to the asphalt, and whatever you got into there, you're good. Like this past year with the fog, like I ain't gonna lie, I don't know how much longer I would want to race, because after I got beat by Logan, when we turned around, you couldn't see the damn start line. It was just in fog. And I was like, I mean, them old boys were flying. They were. I mean, and there were some fast cars there this year, real fast cars.
They were rolling. That's for sure. It looked like that was wild.
Watching a street race, that seemed like probably some of the fastest passes I've seen, especially for small tire cars.
Oh yeah. Oh, I agree. And to be honest, I didn't know who the cracking dude was. When I first seen his car, I was like, man, that dude looks wild, and that dude was flying.
Yeah,
he was fast.
Was nasty.
Yeah,
Did you see him get beat by all-wheel drive GTR?
Yeah, I watched that on the.
What's cool about I can't believe that.
I like how that car's a no trailer car too, so he's driving.
Oh yeah, everything. He drives it. Yeah, the things he says he does to it, turns at 9,000, sprays at 300 out the gate. I mean, that's just wow. 48 pounds of boost, like that's just shoot. I'll see how it's still together. Hell, we put 44 to a stock LS.
That LS
yeah. Hell, we put 44 pounds. Yeah, we put 44 pounds to one, and we blew the bottom end out of it. It's just the luck of your motor.
Yeah, it just depends. Yeah, he sort of. I don't want to act like because I didn't know him either. Um,
I didn't
and
know him at
I
all.
think I had him on Facebook or something or got added, and I saw. I think he went out west and did some of the street outlaw stuff, and I had
Mm-hmm.
never really heard of him. And then boy, he came in swinging at the pad,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Oh yeah.
guess he had been racing more in Texas, and we just hadn't seen anything about it.
Yeah, but that's just the thing, though. This just shows you how many fast people are out there that everybody just don't know about.
Yep,
They're
exactly.
out there. I promise you. I mean,
Sure.
there's a bunch of fast people out there. I mean, if they really do their homework and they're buddy with the what is it, the Firebird, the black car, the all steel car they got.
KC Max. Oh
That
no,
dude's
that's
fat.
our one.
No, the older one. It's like a '68 or something. Um,
It'll hit me here in a second.
it was in that no trailer car thing. It's fast. But it's an all steel car. Him and
That's crazy.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I think it's the Firebird. Pretty sure it is.
I have to go back and look. I just watched Limpy's vlog video on it last night too.
Yeah, well, it's in there. He's in there. But it's just the old black, Firebird. I mean, it's fast. It's an all steel
Yeah.
car, and that dude rolls out because it came to him and the Kraken. What's his name's race? That put on right after the pad down there in Texas.
Have you been on
Came
many
down to
Oh, I
him.
know
concrete
what you're
roads?
talking about now. I know which one you're talking about.
No, I have not. I was supposed to go to Texas and run on
Listen,
29s down there, but I went to Shady Side instead
You're gonna go run
because the
big
diesel
tires?
went up so high. Oh, you should have seen them on there. They were ginormous.
oh my gosh,
Ginormous. Yeah. The
man.
first time I put 29s on there, I went on the asphalt road and I put it straight up on the bumper. And all I did was change the tires. And that dude it was wild.
Man,
Yeah.
concrete is a different world, and a lot of people don't
Mm,
realize it. Man, you can
it's
go
fast.
stupid fast,
Yeah.
stupid
Mm.
fast.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. All these tracks are concrete. They take
Right.
rubber well. I mean, if
Oh
you
yeah.
get on a good concrete road, it's gonna take it.
There's
Yeah.
only
That's
one
like the road
concrete
they
road
got
in
down.
West Virginia too.
Yeah. Well, I ain't got none. Mine's on like right next to airbase, so it ain't
We
very good.
we don't have any concrete. Not like
Uh,
what they have in Texas. Texas is just a different
mm-mm.
world, man. That's for sure.
Road, yeah.
The
There
road.
in freaking Oklahoma.
That
Yeah.
was the road y'all raced on like a month ago. That Happy was flag and looks like in the middle of a field.
That's
That's
next
where I
to
want to take
yeah.
his car.
That place there is only good for about 2 or 3 passes, and you gotta go. You can't have like multiple cars there. Yeah, that's what sucks. That place
No,
is pretty nice too.
I
no,
want them to do
That
another
place
one
is
of the.
different because it's Yellowstone. It's like a Yellowstone asphalt. It soaks up like when you pour the prep, you gotta pour a big puddle because it will soak it up fast.
Oh god.
It was like you have to because if not, you won't be able to do a burnout.
That
But I mean
sounds
it
about
takes
like
rubber
backside
decently.
of
yeah,
Rockingham.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it ain't the greatest road the asphalt wise. It's pretty pea gravel, and I mean it just soaks it up, and
Yeah.
it's because it's like a Yellowstone or somebody was saying, type of something. I don't know.
I mean, have you ever raced on coal dust? Because we have.
Oh god. Yeah. The
Mm.
the race that they did, they shut the street down.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Quinn and them's
now
race.
at Hardinsburg, Quinn and
Yeah.
them, yeah, they're doing that again this year too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be at that.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah.
a
I
have
think they
to.
actually got it. I think they actually got it for 2 days. I think they got that street for.
That's
We're
Yeah,
going.
yeah. I'll have to
We're
make it
going.
to
yeah,
that. That's for sure.
yeah.
That
It's
that
it's
is my
on
kind of
it's on
stuff
his
right there.
thing. Oh,
I'll
it's
look
cool.
up and
It
see
was,
if they
and
do race
I
on that.
like. I want to say it's in October or November. It's later, I know, but I mean that time it was cool, and that road there because it's freshly paved asphalt now. I don't know
Yeah.
if people know that, but they repaved that road,
Oh
so
boy.
it's not that same asphalt it was. It's fresh asphalt, and it'll be completely different. It'll be faster this time because I remember first round I went to another street I thought was kind of like it, and I went to a tune-up and I made a pass and I made a good number. Like I think I went like 6 O's down it, like on a green street, version. I was like, oh, ain't bad for the first pair down, I mean, that'd be good. And when we got over there, man, it did not take it. It was a tire fryer,
Yeah.
and
It was
and
rough.
that road was rough. It was hard to go fast down it.
I just looked. It's October 27th and 28th, and I've got that open on my
Yeah,
schedule, so I'm good.
yeah. Hell, I think I'm on vacation that week, so that's even better.
Man, I see your Snapchats. You're on vacation all the time.
Dude, I'm driving. What do you mean? I'm out here working. I had to bust my butt to make sure I was gonna get off before 7 today.
You know what he
And
does,
then
right? That's UPS man.
Yeah,
He's
looking
over here
around
loading
for
our
you,
packages
baby.
all the time.
Yeah. No, that's FedEx. That's FedEx. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
UPS,
I get
that's
off
my
and I'm like,
ECU.
yeah. And then I got off work and I was like, well, shit, my girlfriend's got my computer from school. It's like I gotta go to her house to use my computer so I can get on here. So,
That's
because
awesome.
now I had to do it on my phone.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really. I would love to go to that. I mean, I like the real street. I think the thing that is annoying is a lot of that stuff has slowed down with all of the no prep, which is it's done a effective job at keeping people off the street. But golly, I miss going to some good street races.
I agree, but the thing is though, is like around here, I don't know about you all, we don't have as many roads like to race on that are good.
Yeah.
Like we have one of them that's out in the middle of the country. It's really good, but it's so narrow, you know. Like like my car. If I would go there in the test in the middle, but if I went to the right lane or left, hell, my headers would probably be sticking over the other lane.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's a
tough.
very tight road.
On schedule.
Where we are in the mountains, man. If somebody has built a straight stretch, we've built a house or a church on it. That's the problem.
Yeah,
and that's everywhere.
There was one street we used to race at for a minute, and we used to park at a church, and you actually had to pull out of the parking lot, back down. Like the parking lot entrance was at the 330, so you had to back down the road because it was so skinny, and you couldn't freaking turn around. And there was no turnaround. That's how, and we raced down it.
Yep.
But other than that, we got
identical to our spot.
Yeah, we got another one, but I mean it's surrounded by like neighborhoods and industrial place, and it's hard to race there because everybody goes there. It's a local hangout place now, you know.
Right.
And we ain't got a place like we don't have the random roads like Texas does, and everything is flat. You know, you can go drive 30 minutes to find a new road.
Yeah, Texas.
You know,
you can hit 10 spots in a night. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's the difference between us and them down there is they have the roads to test and do and find. We just don't. You know, we're very limited. You know.
We used to be able to do more. We're at our one local spot, and we have another one that's a little farther away. And the church people started getting ticked off at us, and so there was I think a sheriff's deputy or somebody that actually went to the church, and they stopped us and was like, "Okay, you're gonna have to stop this."
So if we're gonna tell that story, Mr. Watch Out over here. There's some redneck with a light bar coming. Yeah, an Explorer.
No,
wonder what that is. Yeah, you were under the bridge.
No.
Yeah, last no trailer deal we did.
I wasn't a spotter for nobody.
You were at the starting line,
yes,
or a little bit back, and then we're in the parking lot getting the hot air beaten. And you're over there like, nope.
So what happened was a car went by. And I said, guys, I'm pretty sure that is a police officer.
A redneck with a light bar is what you said. I remember this.
And I said,
like it was yesterday.
I'm going to the truck. And I told everybody who was with me, you better go get in the truck. And so when they got stopped, they blocked the parking lot of the church off and started taking people's driver's licenses. And I was sitting in my truck that's underneath of a train trestle like 100 yards up, and me and my guys were just sitting there chilling, didn't have to do nothing. I was like, we ain't leaving until everybody else leaving, and they didn't take my stuff, but they just sort of slapped them on the wrist and told them don't come back. And
as I'm hiding my camera behind my legs, and they're saying, we've seen the YouTube videos, and I'm just thinking, please watch the commercials. Please watch the commercials.
That's like here we had all the freaking the drifters, the donut people, they was claiming that to be us drag racing. So they ended up going on there, and then somebody hit me up like, "Hey, can we use your videos in the news to show the difference?" I was like, "Go for it. Make sure they come and like and subscribe, please." And so
He's in that
I
big
said,
news
"All I
area
want."
too.
Oh yeah, and I was like, all I want is to say Team Meatball Racing on it in the bottom. So when they
Yeah.
played that commercial and explained it, Team Meatball Racing's videos was on there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so
Oh my
it was
gosh.
okay. It's like, so
Yeah,
it was pretty hilarious.
that's funny. Yeah, thankfully we don't have really that problem. Our problem is just we don't have any straight stretches that don't have people on it.
Yeah. That's
But
our
we
thing
have
is if there's
one
a good
place.
road.
It's almost 2.5 hours north of us, and it's in a state park. And I guarantee you, you go there after 9 o'clock at night, you won't get messed with until 8 o'clock the next morning.
Yeah.
And we can get hit off and hits and hits and hits all we want to. It's just I can't get anybody to travel up there to race. It's just a little long ways for everybody. So, but I could guarantee you that we could run, 12, 16 cars up there, no problem. There's a big turnaround. It really it's a wide road. It's smooth.
The only thing up there is you just can't see your hand in front of your face. It's so dark.
Yeah, there is no
That's
street
okay.
lights. There is no street
That's
lights.
okay.
It is.
And
It
you're on
is
top of the
dark.
world.
Yes, it is, and there's no cell phone service for almost an hour, so you don't have,
And make sure you get diesel before you go.
yeah, yeah. But people won't call the
You know,
cops
let me
on you.
tell you. Yeah, here, no, not even that. The first time we went to Wilkesboro, what's that mountain? Elk Mountain or something?
Uh, y'all came
It's
down
it's
like
where the
through
ski
Asheville and
resort.
all that, right? Boone. You came down
Maybe.
through Boone, Sugar Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way, when we the first time we came down there, it was like once we got to the mountain, it was like midnight, almost 1 o'clock. Me and Dad rolling through there, and we're about to hit the mountain, and I think we had like a half a tank. Well, we're getting to the top of it, and we are almost about out,
Oh no,
and everything's closed. We pulled into two gas stations that were closed
that sounds
and
like
looking
a
for
Sounds
diesel.
are like that night.
Yeah, and well, I finally found one that was open, and we pulled in to this gas station. I don't know why, but there was 12 cops sitting there. Every freaking cop on top of the mountain was sitting there, and we were like, "Oh, how you guys doing? We're just trying to get some diesel, and go on." And he's like, "Oh, so y'all racing?" He's like, "Yeah." And there's like, "Any street racing?" He's like, "No, we're actually going to Wilkesboro, and he goes, "Well, I hear they street race down about like down in the mountain or somewhere. There's a road over there." I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't. I'm not from here." And, and
You
That's
pulled that out of
hilarious.
town, or I don't know.
I really don't know. I mean,
I can't tell you
I'm
there
from
is a
Louisville.
straight stretch in
Yeah, hell, I
from the
went down a
hotel.
few of
That's
them.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's a couple down that way.
And
North
there's
Carolina starts to get a little better, but a lot of those spots, once people race them, they people go and burn them up. Like
Yeah.
they don't give a
Oh yeah,
crap.
that's how it is here.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
people don't care what time of day. They'll just start going and making hits, and then they'll get once the
Mm.
cops get called 3, 4, 5 times, they know exactly what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. Not even that. Once you piss the people off around there enough, they're gonna
Right.
call every time. They don't want to hear it. And I understand. I get it. But I mean, it's just, you got a place to race and you got a good thing, and with some people, don't go ruin it. You know. So
Right.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
They
like, it's
we
hard here. Like
we've got a place that it's about an hour and a half away that we can make hits, and what's funny is that there's like 5 or 6 houses on this road. And I talked to the guy who told me to come, and he's like, "Listen, don't worry about it." He said they asked me for you to come and test, or for us to test down here. And I didn't really believe him until I was pulling out in my car, and it was loud. And there's like a
mm,
75, 80-year-old mama sitting up on the porch, and she was sitting out there waiting for me to make a hit. I was
mm.
like, "You gotta be kidding me right now. This is crazy."
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
That's
they
how.
were
That's
fine
the
with it.
one. The one road we got that's real good, but it's really narrow. That's how they are out there. Like one dude, he literally has a drone, and he used to fly it over the road just to watch, so he didn't
That's
have to come
awesome.
out there when it was freezing cold. Because one night he was like, "What the hell's a drone for?" And he's like, "Oh, don't mind me. I'm just out here seeing who's out here and what's going on." He said, "I like watching." He said, "But I just don't want to drive all the way out here, in the driveway." So
That's
yeah,
hilarious,
that was
man.
pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, let's some of these
It's
topics
going
here
back to
that I got.
professional.
Do what?
I said
That's
they're going
okay.
back to professional.
Yeah. Let's see. Events for 2023, goals for 2023. What you got?
I got a few places I really want to go to. Like me and Dad talked about. I really like to make it down to H-Town for one of the races. I
Yeah,
want to
that's
go
pretty cool.
there. Of course, I'm gonna come back to North Carolina and race a few because it's a good haul, but it ain't too far, and there's some good races there. Corey's got a good one. They got a good ones at Wilkesboro. I like that place, and I might find a couple other places there. I mean, it's not too far, but it's traveling.
Sure.
And I like to, I got a few of them around here. I'm gonna go race Robin Quinn's races, a few of them. Um, and let's see, what else was another one I was
I
kind
really
of
think
going
Butterface would
for.
do good at Killer Street.
See, I don't know what that is. What's that?
That's our local race at Elk Creek, the track you was talking about earlier. That's like a
Mm,
semi prep. It's a bracket
mm,
day. It's
yeah.
it's an old, narrow,
It's
old
a
school
lot
track.
like
What's
KD without the
Yeah,
hill.
yeah.
what's that one track y'all got? And it's kind of got a hill at the end. And you do a lot of videos there, Corey. I'm trying to think. Is it that track y'all talking about? I mean, it's kind
It
of
would
got a
almost
hill.
have
It's
to be.
real kind of open and flat. It seems like a really good surface though.
That's
Uh,
probably what he's talking about is Elk Creek
yeah.
or Shady Side,
Maybe.
or not Shady
No, not
Side,
Shady
No,
Side.
no,
Either
Motor
Shady.
Mile.
it's not Shady Side.
Yeah, Motor Mile goes uphill in the shutdown.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's
a
just kind
really
of real
nice
open at
surface.
the end. Yeah, like
Yes.
Yeah,
it's real open. Yes,
concrete
that's
wall
the one I
track.
was want. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
that
I seen
car,
that
that
place.
track. I think they're having a couple of no preps this year.
yeah,
We'll
they
see what they're
are.
gonna do.
I don't.
And
Yeah, well,
that
that's like
surface can be fast.
Orlando. Yeah, that's like Orlando saying they're having a front side no prep. I don't give a shit what they scrape off of it.
Good luck.
If you ain't going 480s first round, you're gonna be going home.
It's like the no
Like
prep
hell, they're
kings,
going.
no preps.
I'll straight admit
Oh,
it. I
good
said it to
God.
Bill Hoskinson today. You can't make Shady
Uh,
Side bad. It's just a good rubber with no glue
It,
race.
it is. It's real.
It is.
Like when I showed up there the first time, y'all said this is y'all's no prep. I was like, bro, this is radio prep. Like, what y'all talking
No, it's
about?
not.
And
Yeah,
get the shit
But
out of
then I
here.
went to Kentucky and seen y'all's, and I was like, I get where you're coming from.
man.
You
One
understand?
good burnout
Like yeah,
at
it's
Shady Side.
on.
Yep.
It's on.
I'll tell you what
And
the
that's like
crazy
the
thing
valley
is,
for us.
and he can tell you this. My first couple races, I allowed glue burnout. That's gone. Like never again.
No shot.
Oh, it got so
That's
good, it was crazy.
oh
It was
shit. I bet.
insane.
No, I mean that track there's fast. It's a good surface. It's smooth. There's the other thing is how smooth these tracks are.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got some tracks that got humps and dumps in them. That's a game changer. But when you
Yeah.
go to these flat, smooth surfaces, some of these guys who run radios can put a slick on it and do half good at it.
Right. I
You
think
know.
that's the difference. That one that you're talking about, Motor Mile, that's close to us. It is a very level, very smooth
Mm,
surface. There's
it
no
looks like a nice
bumps.
place.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice place. The guy had originally they built it for what? Well, they do pro mods,
Yeah. Well, it had like
top
a
fuel
big dog
dragster.
style type deal there.
Yeah, that was pretty much for that.
Mm.
The
Now I know where you need to come.
oh Lord,
Man, I tell you what, that place there. I don't. I don't.
Just be on the
That's
shoot. Just
just.
be
I
on the
don't know
shoot.
how I feel. I don't know how I feel about it. Because I feel like I could go really fast down it, and then it'd be. But like it's. I don't know.
it
After watching what's his name, what is his name? He always wears the white cowboy hat.
Oh, block.
Um,
block.
Block. After watching him spin his dude out in the field and Bubba going the other way to avoid him, I don't know. you
Man,
know.
that's a
And
crazy surface. It's a weird track.
it is,
I
you know.
feel like where you're used to the street, you wouldn't have any problem with it at all.
Yeah.
And what's
Because I
funny is
know
like
little Zach wants to go.
when I stepped on Decker back in November, I felt the same. I was like, how in the world did y'all put something down this surface? That was crazy to me. And it's smooth. You know, that one has some, you know, hips and bumps and dips and whatnot, but it's not
Just
no,
play.
it's not slick, that's
No.
for sure. You've just got
Yeah.
those
That
bumps
asphalt
that you got to
works.
deal with.
Yeah. I just, you know, my thing is though, your car makes a quick move and you get in that grass, it's done. You're done. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
The weird thing is about that track, and you know, I've raced there probably 5 or 6 times now, and with a lot of cars that, you know, have been going mid fives there, and haven't had any other than that one with block. There was really nothing else that we've had. It's sort of weird, but I'm sure it'll happen eventually. Somebody who can't drive or know when to let out, and it'll happen.
well,
but
ego.
It's like
hasn't
It's
yet.
an ego issue. It's an
like I've
ego
told
issue.
Limpy and
Everybody's that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
It's like I've told Limpy and Happy
Well-
before we have that race, the racers that are there, we need them to walk that track and go down and check everything out.
Yeah,
Like,
you know.
look at this, guys. Know what you're getting into.
It's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
That's like KD. You know, the best thing is to if you never raced there, go check out the hill. Go look at it. You know, and like,
Yeah.
oh, that place. I don't know what it is about that. That place in Brown County, I don't get it. I don't understand what it is, but it's just it's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, the weird thing about Twin River is it's just like Brown County if you just extended the middle. So the good thing about it is, like, if you get in the middle, it slows you down, and you're so far away from the other competitor, you're not even close. It's like over 20 or 25 feet. It's way wider than Brown County. That's the weird thing. Way wider. So you're not near as close to, you know, hitting your competitor if you have an issue. But I do think people will eventually have an issue. But they're also constantly updating the track now as well.
And there's no center line rule there. You ain't got to worry about that.
No shit. Yeah. He crossed where? Please show me where. That tire mark, the mud rut was not there. Okay, it did not go over it. You know.
That's crazy.
Hell, I think I'll just come there with some mud tires and just race in the grass.
There you go.
They do have
put some old Well, I'm talking about put some paddles on the dude and starting in the grass and letting her eat. You know?
That would be a great video, that's for sure.
Oh, great. Yeah.
I gotcha.
I have to call Jody.
I know you said you wanted to go to Texas. Well, are you going to try to head out to Texas this year?
I would love to go to Texas. I just don't know if I get Dad to go because I don't know if I get him in the truck that long.
I gotcha.
And like I ain't gonna lie though. I mean, that going to Texas is a different fast. You know, they're fast down there. You know.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I don't want to go down there and not have my stuff together. I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go anywhere and look like a clown. You know.
Sure.
So, I like to try to have my stuff as much together as I can. You know. So.
That's the best way to do it.
I would love to.
Sure.
That's for sure, though. I would love to. I'm sure we're gonna make it down there, though. I'm sure. If not, I always go back to the pad. Yeah, it's just the one thing I would love to do because I like last year when I went to Shadyside, I was actually supposed to go to Texas and race on the street, but like the diesel was so expensive, and I was like, man, I can't swing that, $1,800 there and back, like that's just a lot of money, and I think we added up by the time we got our Airbnb because we was going for the whole week. Because like Happy and Limpy was like, man, we might race 3 or 4 times during the week, but and they ended up not. So I mean, that's a different thing.
Oh, I guess that would have been during TX2K.
Yep, that's when I was going.
Yeah, see, when I went in 2019, diesel was $1.50 a gallon.
Good God, I would have been there 3 times by now. Yeah. If Diesel ever gets down there, I do not want to hear anybody say, "Oh, it's too much to go," because I
Yes.
promise you, I will travel more than what I can now.
Dude, it was crazy.
And
I had a 2016 F-250 and it had the small tank in it. Oh my God. We were filling up every 2.5 hours, but I bet I didn't have $600 in fuel the entire time.
good God, hell, I
I know.
spent that almost this weekend going to freaking Wilkesboro.
I know. It's crazy. That would be nice. Old Sleepy Joe needs to get them prices back down for sure.
And not
that, or
Sleepy
just
Joe
needs
to
to. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Remind me, I gotta bring Joe an alarm clock.
Oh yeah, that's the first time he's ever done that. He's ever did that.
Dude,
can you hear me?
Yeah. That was me.
That's the first time so that's the first time he's ever done that, and he does a lot for me. He really does. He puts up with all my dumb bullshit I ask him. I'm sure I get on his nerves.
I pulled up to Wilkesboro and rolled down the window, he just gave me the look like, shit.
Yeah. He's like, damn it, I gotta try to beat Corey, because if I don't, man, we ain't gonna get no views. And
it's a different type of content.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. Yeah.
And then I seen his post today, and I messaged him like, you can save it. Like, just do some just do some voiceovers.
Yeah, I told him, and I think that's what we're going to do. He's going to come over tomorrow, and I got to talk over it and figure out what I was saying during the video and how pissed I was.
Oh, when we all walked down that first pass, I was just like, oh, God.
Yeah, I was like, what the shit? Like, because when it left, and it was even, and all of a sudden the driver's side just kept going, I was like, oh, what the hell? This car's never done this. Like, ever. I was like, that's the first time my car's ever actually done the G-Body shuffle. My car's never done that. That's crazy. I was like, what the shit?
It sucks. I drove 3 hours one time to blow a head gasket in the burnout box, so I get it.
I was there.
Well, listen to this. This is a better one. All right, we went to I-64, and we had Scrappy and Big Zach's car, Death Row, and they were making a test pass side by side. And they're about to race the front side and the back side. Well, Cameron's car shoots the freeze plug out of the head about 120 feet out, and then we get back, and Big Zach's like, well, I blew a head gasket. And we're like, do what? He goes, yeah. I said, you're telling me we cracked 2 heads in one pass on 2 different cars? I said, we drove all the way here, and now we went from having 3 running cars to 1. And I looked at little Zach. I said, I don't know if you even want to race the backside stuff now. Something might happen. I said, our luck ain't good, and no, we came with 4 because we had Joe's truck. And we went from 4 running cars, and after 1 pass, we lost 2 of them. I mean,
poor Joe.
It was not good.
The world was on Joe's shoulders at that moment.
Yeah, it was. And I'll tell you what, his old truck was moving then. Yeah, that night. It did good. Yeah, it did real good.
It's never fun to travel like that. I mean, you figure stuff out, but you're like, man, I could have done that at the house,
Yeah, but still though, you never know. It don't matter. Like anything. It could let go at like a turbo motor. It could let go at 5 pounds, or it can let go at 35. You don't know. It don't matter how hard you are on it. Like I'm sure it affects it, but it don't matter. If it's gonna let go, it's gonna let go.
That's somewhere I'd like to get out to. At the end of the day, I-64. I'd like to see that.
Hey, that place is cool. That's a cool track. Their backside's fast, and to be honest, I wish somebody could do a big no prep front side, because that surface there is pretty tricky. But the backside's tricky too. It's coming around, but I mean,
I'm sure we'll make it.
It ain't the fastest thing.
I've got a lot of Kentucky on my schedule this year. I can tell you that. I know
we got a lot of good tracks and a lot of good races. And
are you gonna do the Sludge Fest front side too?
Oh yeah. Right before I hurt my engine last year, that was one of the races I was looking for that race, and I was looking for Happy's at KD, because they were like back-to-back weekends.
Yeah.
And I took off of work. I was so excited, and then I took a look, one side of my head gasket on my engine. I had, because my motor I had when I was at Shetty side, that motor. I had 7 helicoils in one side of that block, holding the head on, and she finally pulled the helicoil out of it, both in banks, and that's how I hurt that dude.
Ouch.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get to I-64. I haven't been there yet. It seemed like every time that they scheduled this past year, I had something going on.
It falls on something. It falls on something, and that's what sucks. It does. There's just so many damn races, going on. It's hard to. It's hard. Like,
it sucks that you have to pick and choose so much, but it's awesome that you have the ability to pick and choose so much.
Me too.
It's sort of a double-edged sword.
If you want to travel, you can. Sometimes if you don't, you want to go somewhere close, you can.
Yeah.
It just matters what you want to do. And there's always just some races I'll rather go to over other races because how good the event is, or how good the promoter does, and how much money there is. At the end of the day, we're trying to, I get everybody, we're not here to make money, but damn, it'd be nice to get some of it back.
Well, it's like I've said to him, and I'm gonna say to you, you guys don't need to be racing for entry fees only. There needs to be something.
I agree. Like the. Yeah, an on top thing, like I know Corey's doing a free entry thing, which is cool, but I don't want everybody to try to do that because at the end of the day, at some races you can make the pot bigger and just say you trying to put 5,000 on it. Well, if you got a guarantee 5,000, have a $150 entry fee. You know how big that pot would be. Well, I'm just saying, but I mean just. Like you have a $10,000 free entry race, and you say everybody pays $50 or $100, you got 100 cars. And good God, that's a big ass payout.
Right.
If you got to guarantee money, that's cool. I'm glad everybody wants to sponsor.
Something I thought about is before we do the chip draw, or when you come up to do your tech card and all that. Like doing a side gambler's pot for my race, and if you want in it, it will be $100, and whoever goes the furthest gets the money.
Yes, I'll tell you. We went somewhere. I think it was Missouri, and I remember Brandon Mork was there. I was there, and there's a few of us, and I think the entry fee was only $100, but we was all like, "Hey, man, like let's just go. I mean, let's make it 200." Well, there was only like 2 or 3 people that didn't want to do it. So we ended up having a side pot, and he took care of it, wrote the names down, and whoever went the furthest in it got it. Even if they won it or not, which is fine.
I think
because I'll be in on it. Yeah, because I'm in on it. You're telling me $100. You got 20 cars show up. I mean, that's an extra $2,000.
Right.
I mean, it's just $100. I mean, hell, you blow $100 out the door all the time.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna offer that, especially I know I got Happy and them coming. I've got some extra help. I'll help those guys with any race they got. They'll help me with anything, and that's what I think I'm gonna offer. So the guys that don't want to, it won't affect them. But if you want to, hey, there's some extra money.
I think
I'm fine with the gambling thing. There's fine. I like that.
Oh yeah, I know you're because gambling.
Yeah, I mean. If I lose, I can make more tomorrow. I just gotta work an extra couple hours. But
you gamble on how much longer this feed's gonna go.
I don't know how long we've been on here.
Hour and a half.
Oh, only an hour and a half. That ain't bad. How many more questions you got?
Hold up, I can cut you off right now and let me make this bet.
Yeah. Well, y'all don't understand. Like I talk on the phone for 8 or 9 hours a day. I can do it all day. I like to talk. If the wall will talk back to me, I'll talk to it. Y'all don't understand. Yeah.
What's funny, people don't understand there comes a different rush from when you're racing a race that you've got a big bet on. People don't really understand that. Man,
you don't understand how much you locked in. Yeah, you don't understand. Like you want to have your ducks in a row. Like I think more people race better when it's more of a bigger pot, especially when you got your money in it, Like,
absolutely.
Well, it was pretty entertaining before the semis last year. Y'all and Team Denver going back and forth and getting the pots together. That was entertaining.
Oh yeah. See that there's fun. I like that. That makes it fun to do.
Absolutely.
That makes racing fun.
It's different. It's definitely different. Definitely a lot more heart pounding, and it's just a lot better. And especially y'all have a good time doing it. You have a good time doing it. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it enjoyable.
And that's the other thing is I like, people like who have a race, they have lock-ins or whatever. I like people who really don't post who's coming because, man, I ain't gonna lie, some people are scared of certain people and don't go there because of it.
Oh yeah,
Like
for
back in the
sure.
day, like before, like really, like when they said we had a cash days or a street race coming up here, you didn't know who it really was coming. You had no idea. You just showed up and you're like, oh shit, they're there. All right, well we gotta get on our game.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure. There's a I mean, and now because there are so many races, there are definitely racers who look and say, "Where are these bears going this weekend? I'm going to go and try and cherry pick
Yeah.
and go to other races,
Yep.
and instead of racing the fast guys." There's a lot of people who are doing that.
The only thing that worries me about
Which
this
I don't
year
blame
is
them.
there's too much. Is it's going
Oh,
to
good God,
even
there's a
kill car counts.
yeah. There's a lot, man. Like I get like I'm starting to get people message me left and right about races, which is fine because I want to know what's going on. But then I'm like, hey, well, I ain't gonna be able to make it because I'm already planning on going here. Like I got an idea
Yeah,
where I kind of want to
Yeah.
go, and we all do. And it's just, I mean, there's certain, like I said, there's certain at the end of it, there's gonna be certain promoters and certain places to go race at, and people's always going to. Like, I'm sorry if you try to schedule a race on Jeff Thomas at Brown County,
Oh
you're
yeah.
done because
yep.
everybody's going there. I'm telling you now, like that the play, he's got
I
something
think
good, you know,
I think like a small
you know,
regional stuff may get by with their local support, but if you're trying to get the big
yes,
guys, no chance.
no, and like I understand, people got, people don't want to travel that. I understand everyone's gonna have a no prep race, because how big it is right now. It's ridiculous how big it
Yeah,
is,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah. It's a double-edged sword. That's
So,
for sure.
mm,
It's also the great. It sucks and because there is so much in car count and all that stuff. But then it comes, you look at where the weather is too. Like sometimes you
yep,
can travel and race away from where the rain is, and that is a
mm,
good part of it, unfortunately. But it just sucks when all these are scheduled on top of each other. Is what sucks. But
yeah,
thankfully, the big ones are good about
Yeah.
not scheduling on top of each other.
yeah. I just wish some more race promoters would work together and like literally like, hey, that's one thing. It's like we have two tracks that are within an hour of each other. Well, now three, but they would try. I don't understand. They'll try to schedule a race on the same day.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
why? Like that's just
especially being
dumb.
that close.
Yeah.
I understand if you're
Yeah,
3 or 4 hours away from the other track. I mean,
yeah.
that's
But still,
obvious.
though, that's still pretty close.
It is. It
3 or 4
is.
hours. That's still close.
Yep.
And the
And
craziest thing to think is in a 4 hour window in the Carolinas, how many tracks there are.
Yeah.
And this year it's terrible if you look at it. There's 5 or 6 trying to have the same one in that window.
mhm.
Yeah, it sucks.
And
It's something that we're gonna have to. It'll eventually fix itself because, like you said, the promoters and the tracks are going to be the
mhm.
differentiating factors. If that track, Wilkesboro and Paul and them are really,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh
giving back
yeah,
to the
they're great
racers,
people.
you know,
And I really hope a lot of people go out there to that place because that place is cool.
yeah,
Granted they had that bad luck when that Mustang wrecked. That don't show
yeah,
good. But I mean that's just part of it.
Sure
right,
Granted,
happens.
yeah, it was bad, but I mean it. I mean
Well, it's like
cars
you
wreck
take
every day.
Full Tilt this year, it's double the pot. So whatever the pot
Yeah.
is, they're
Mhm.
putting that on top of it.
Yeah, I mean that
that's
was
crazy.
great. It,
Yeah.
it was a great race, and they ran it good. I'll tell you that it was great. And like what I kind of liked about it is like, um, like the second chance race. I know you do this, but like the second chance race, I forget how much Cameron put in for it, but it was a guaranteed like $2,000 or something.
Yeah.
It was a good payout. It was so I mean
Well, I
like
like the aspect.
uh,
You had 3 chances. You had the main race,
yeah.
you had the second chance, and then they did the pour your own puddle deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the Crazy Eight thing was. I thought that was a little too much for that.
That
But
was, I think, the
afterwards,
first 8 that locked in. It was just like a free
yeah,
deal for them.
yeah. Which I mean, that's kind of cool. But I mean, that's just a lot of passes. You got to
Oh yeah,
do.
Yeah.
But but I do like the how they did the puddle thing. Afterwards. And that was pretty cool. I mean, that way if you wanted to stay, you could. I mean, what else are you going to do that night? The race was over
Yeah.
by 7 o'clock.
But see, I'm the type I like
And
that. I don't like late.
Oh, I
night unless it's
agree.
street.
I agree. But I mean, but the thing is, though, it's like it was just an opportunity to,
Oh yeah,
to do some more.
And I'm glad they're
So,
doing it earlier this year because it'll actually be a little
Are they?
warmer, and we can. Yeah, it's in April this year.
okay.
It's
I thought
you
you
have
meant
Hap-
like
you,
earlier
you have
start time.
Happy's race, Knoxville, and then that race. And he's got a RC race the night before.
Yeah. Now is Knoxville? They're starting to do just a lot of backside stuff there, ain't they?
Yes.
It's majority backside.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Which
so
I
their
think
front side looks pretty good.
Turbo John's. I seen the event page. They're gonna do something front side Friday night and then backside on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Well, his is scheduled on somebody else's race too. It might be yours.
No, it's not on mine.
There's
April
somebody's
the
that's on.
8th. It's
There's like 3
something in
races because there's
Kentucky.
yellow. Oh, I remember. Yeah, no, it's Quinn and Rob's race. It's at Benton, and then you got Yellow Belly, and then you also got his.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's 3 big races there. That people are going to go to. And it's going to spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that many people who are going to go to Knoxville that are going to go to the Gut, though.
I'd love to go to the Gut.
Oh,
personally,
100%.
but
Oh
Yeah.
man, I would love to go, but
I'm gonna go Turbo John's.
yeah, I'll be at Robin Quinn's
Where's their
for their Benton race. Benton, it's the freaking Beacon race.
That's a bit in
Oh,
Arkansas.
Beacon Dragway.
Yeah, Beacon.
No, that's in Kentucky, not Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Arkansas one, I think, is the 100,000 race they're trying to do.
I think that's the same. That's May, ain't it?
Lord, if I know.
Yeah, there's so many, man.
Because I
That's
think
what's
There's
crazy.
so many.
There was a race I was supposed to go to.
Here, hold on. I can
Arkansas
tell you
is just
it's
a
in my
hard drive
phone.
for me. I know I can't make that one.
I think it's in Arkansas, ain't it?
Yeah, it's at that. Was it Newport? It's an old airport, pretty much. I remember it from JJ's show. That's how I remember. I mean, it's a cool little place. It's old school as hell. Dude, if I can pull up my schedule right now. It's crazy. Like, I've never had 25 to 30 no prep races on my filming schedule for the year. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
Yeah,
Now I gotta look at my schedule. It's gonna blow.
I know. Now I'm trying to figure it out if it's in mine.
Houston, you gonna break your schedule out too?
My schedule?
I'm trying to figure out.
Let me see. I don't know if I have a schedule.
Yeah. Hell, I'm just waiting to see who's all on Jeff's list for the Gangster's Paradise race.
That's gonna be crazy.
I'm trying to see because I'm trying to see if I made the cut or not. It would be hard to make the cut.
I ain't no gangster. I ain't making no
I told
cut.
him not to invite Houston though.
Yeah.
He does too good for camera.
Oh, he said, "I need you to make money." Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any dates. I didn't save nothing.
Whatever that was scared the hell out of me. I jumped.
That don't take much.
That explains.
For cashing.
Yeah, that don't take much at all.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you something I'm looking forward to going to, Alan, is June 10th. That No Prep Mania at Tad and Jim's in Ohio. It looks cool. Frontside deal.
Where's it at?
Magnolia, Ohio. It's
Magnolia? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's Jasper's race, ain't it?
No, this is
that one his?
Chris's race. Stripper Glare.
Well, I think he's helping with Jasper this year.
Yeah,
I
he's
think they're
helping
kind
with
of
him
helping
in
each other.
Michigan. I know Chris told me about that. But this one's on June 10th.
Oh, June 10th.
Yeah, it's the week after
Pull
War
up
of the
my
Woods.
calendar. Yeah. See that there's tight month because if the first one's you got Warner Woods and then you'll have that and then the his race, the other one's the 23rd and 24th, or no, the 30th and 1st.
Because you got Slugfest on the 23rd and 24th. And that's the one I think Happy's going to be at. I mean, Happy
yeah, so I mean, yeah, see, because I don't know if I'll be able to swing that to go up there too. It's a lot of money and traveling and work missing.
Me, man. I've been booking my hotels and it's insane.
Yeah, so man, that's one thing. Like me and Dad's been we really wish we could either buy a bigger trailer or for an RV to stay in.
Yep.
I'm begging him
It's
for
a
an
lot of
RV.
money to start. God, man, it'd be so much. It'd be so nice to show up in the track and stay there.
If he just gets
It
a
would be.
smart car, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Need something.
Why
for
do you
sure.
want a smart car?
Because it has air conditioning.
You fat
Have you never
ass.
had a golf cart with air conditioning?
Hell no, I'm too broke to fit. Hey, hit the gas and get some air. I mean,
I do that too.
Yeah, go out there, right around your arms up, cool them down,
That's it. That's it. Well, we had some fat boy struggles in July this year, but it was hot.
Oh, son.
I'm
Shit,
not looking
it
forward
was
to July 'cause
miserable.
we're racing every weekend. There's 4 big races
Schmidt.
in July.
I don't know about y'all, but KD's was brutal
Yeah.
with the heat. And
Yeah, KD.
hell, I
was
didn't even
rough,
race that
man.
race. Yeah,
That
I didn't even
support
race
your
that.
local
and I was
street
just
racer
helping.
canopy was great.
Oh, lifesaver.
It was
Yeah.
it was so hot.
Yeah.
You just
It was
came
bad.
one day. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it was hot.
He said
that
that
day.
was enough.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
I went back and looked at that video, and I looked like a drowning rat.
Oh, look at Chris calling you out.
Who?
Calling who out?
Alan.
Me?
Yeah, because
What
you
did I
said
do?
you ain't gonna make that race.
Oh, that's okay. He'll get over it. He'll fist pump me. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to add that video on ours since I made it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be okay. He'll still love me.
If we ever have Chris on, we need to have the fist bump like.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever it comes on, that'd be awesome.
I will change the whole thing for fist
Yeah.
bumping all night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then in the club, going up on a Tuesday.
Our backdrop will be him like going this.
Yeah. See, that would work perfect because it'd be Tuesday. Y'all go on here.
Our backdrop just needs to be him in that the stripper glitter costume or whatever
Oh
he had.
God, no.
Oh, Christy. Talking about Christy?
Oh
Christy.
God.
Yeah.
I didn't.
God.
I didn't know it was called Christy. That's hilarious.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Good old Christy.
God Almighty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
October 30th, she might be back out.
That's what nightmares are made of.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That was
Oh
rough.
God.
Poor guy.
All right, so we're gonna start to wrap this thing up. I think we're getting here
That's
close
cool.
on 2 hours here.
Yeah,
So
Taco Bell's calling my name.
that's it. Anybody
starving.
you want to shout out or thank or anything like that while we wrap this thing up?
Man, I wish I knew that. I would have had a paper written down. But
Oh, I got you covered.
you
I
know-
got you covered with your socials. So
Yes.
see?
your website.
Oh, there you go. Rock it on out. Doing all my hard work for me.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, I've got
WWT
your
Meatball Racing.
Facebook.
There it is. Team Meatball Racing or that's on Facebook.com's our website. Go get some good
And-
merch.
And the YouTube.
There you go.
Yes,
Team
sir.
Meatball Racing at YouTube. Yeah.
Hey,
sir.
this,
I'll tell you
this
what,
ain't
y'all-
no build a mall
yeah.
shit over here.
No. Did you listen to Ease and the Bees podcast?
I didn't get to. Nope.
No, y'all need to, because then y'all figure out the reason why we call it Team Meatball, Team Meatball.
Dude,
You've told me
that was
before.
one of the questions that I was
Yeah.
gonna have, and I will definitely go listen to that for sure.
I heard the
Unless you
story
want me
of
to tell it,
Shady
I'll tell
Side.
it. If not, yeah. You probably, I know Corey has, we told him.
Yeah,
See, a
go
lot of
ahead,
people
dude.
ask us.
I mean,
you know.
that's no problem. Go
Yeah.
throw it in here. I
Yeah,
didn't.
go ahead.
Y'all got
Yeah, 'cause
time, y'all hungry, because I'm hungry.
Like,
Oh, go
what's
ahead.
funny? What's funny is my
Yeah.
I was wearing your hoodie last night to my grandparents. I actually, there's a really short story is that I accidentally dumped a bunch of stuff all over it. But my granddad always asks me, he's like, "What is that?" He's getting older, so he asks me a lot of questions over and over again. But so he asked me what Team Meatball Racing was and asked me about it, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a friend of mine. I just have his hoodie on." So, and I think I asked you what it was about at some point, and he gave me a short version of it. But so, where did Team Meatball come from? The name and just everything.
Well, the name honestly came from my dad's best friend. His name is Mark Portman. and he had a brother named Weasel or Steve, and well, when I was growing up, their nicknames was Steve's was Weasels and Mark's was Meatball. I knew them from Weasel Meatball since I was until I was a freshman in high school, and then I actually learned their first name. I mean, I was 16 years old and I didn't know their freaking names. I just knew them as Weasel and Mark. I mean Meatball, and then and Steve passed away when I was in high school, and then afterwards, I had a little truck, and me and Dad built when I was 16, and Meatball went to me with my first car show. We rolled in together. He's like my second dad. He came and picked me up at a lot of times when I was in trouble and I didn't want to call Dad, and and so I stayed a couple nights on their couch, but he he passed away a couple years after I graduated, and I can't remember what year it was. From mesothelioma. It's I forget what kind of cancer it is, but he got that and he passed away from it. And when me and Cameron and Dad started racing, it was like, oh, we need to come up with a team name, it'd be kind of cool. And especially when I started YouTube, I was like, man, what am I gonna call this? Two dumbasses and an old man, or like some young guns and
that was
and
almost our live feed name.
Yeah, that been good, and I had like 3 or 4 names picked out, and my dad said, "Man, just name it Team Meatball Racing," because we already had Team Meatball. Sean Blanford started it from when he had cancer. We did big benefit stuff and everything. So I was like, man, that'd be great. It's sentimental and it means something, and it's a family thing. Like we've always been. And so we started that, and that's crazily like one of the biggest questions I get. And man, it's kind of hard to tell. I want to do a YouTube video on it, explain it, especially since we got a little bit of a following now.
Sure.
And so, and
I'm sure
because
that
there's a
question
few
probably
people
comes
like
up
his.
a lot.
Yeah, because I mean it's a random name. Like who would name their program team like a meatball, And that's what it was. And like his niece Taylor, she's always with us when we go racing, and she always comes and hangs out. And I mean it's just a big family thing to us,
That's
So
awesome.
that's where it came from. It's a just honor of him and trying to get his name carried on because he was really big into like my dad builds hot rods and nostalgia. It's like my dad. If y'all watch the channel, he had his Chevelle. We called it Musty. He bought that car to do kind of like a day 2 thing and the gasser thing style racing with him. Because he was ate up with it in the post car and. Well, he ended up passing away right before we got it finished, and then we just started racing on the street. Then I bought my car because I tell you what, if he was here today, he'd be losing his shit, with everything going on. Because he's a big photographer, he's a big photographer in the hot rods, and he went to when Lights Out and all that stuff started, and No Mercy. He always went down there and shot pictures and stuff like that for him, and did all that kind of stuff. And
Awesome.
he was always the one that got me, so we did a lot of that in racing and everything. So like it just kind of fit with us.
Sure.
So
that's
awesome, where it came from.
That's really cool. And that's
a
cool
short
that you're
story of it.
honoring his memory and just
Yeah.
A lot of people. I think that would be a great video. I think that would be pretty cool.
I do too.
Let your dad talk about him and interview some people about him. I think that'd be pretty cool. That would be really awesome. Awesome video.
Yeah,
people love stuff like that.
Because I never wanted. Because I never wanted to do it. Because at the time I only had 300 subscribers. Like who the hell's gonna watch that video? So I mean. But now I think we're at a good point to do it. I mean we're still nobodies. Everybody asks me like, "Oh, you're famous in that around here," because like I'll deliver to somewhere like, "Oh, you're Alan, ain't you?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they go, "Oh, you're," I'm like, "Dude, I'm just a nobody that works." I just film myself. You watch me.
I will tell you. Seth did tell me he's got your velvet rope in for cash days.
Okay, that's cool.
We're gonna direct all the autographs right up to you.
I appreciate it. I'll sign every single one of them.
There we go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that video. Y'all get that going. Get Joe on that and get that video going about the team name. That's really cool. I had always wondered what it was about, and seeing you guys, I can always tell everything is about team and family and things like that. Now I knew that it probably had something to do along those lines. Somebody, and when he told me it was somebody's nickname, I was like, oh, I got you. That makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
man.
it. And because I still want to do something for Big Jake, for like stickers we got made, the fridge and stuff. I want to do a T-shirt like that and just help honor him and stuff like that. And
for sure.
so, because he's my homie.
Hey, I'll tell you this. I will bet you right now $100 you got a hole in your sock.
I don't have socks on, so I'll get you a bet. Yeah, I'm barefooted right now.
Boy, that's that poor
I'll take
guy
my
got
100.
face-eyed.
Golly, I thought Dylan and them was gonna beat the shit out of him. I was like, man, it ain't really worth it. I mean, like, I understand the point of it. You got him. It was hilarious, But that boy, man, his face when he turned ghost white, because he was like, man, my mom just bought these from freaking Walmart, like he was all pumped up, And when he said that, and I was like, oh shit, and oh god, that was hilarious. I don't think that anything will ever let that down. That was just a great trip, know.
That's
oh god, that was so funny.
It was good times, man.
That's awesome.
And when he said that, and then he looked, he goes, bet that, and he goes, how do you put your sock on? And then it's just his face just went. It's like, oh no.
I got to see this in person. It was great.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Somebody
you told him about it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, God, that was so freaking hilarious. That was funny because he pulled that out of nowhere too. It was just like we were just up there betting quarters because we was waiting for because the track was leaking water a little bit in some spots, so he was out there mopping it, and they were up there just flipping quarters, and all kinds of stuff. Because we flipped the guy for a quarter for 500 that night and won it. Big Jake called it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because they said let's flip a quarter for 5 and then he was like, and then all of a sudden he was like, all right, bet. And he's like, no, we don't want to do it. And he's like, no, we done got the 500. We're going to do it, and then they said, all right. And then they said, who's going to call it? And the Big Jake said heads. And everyone just looks at him like, who the hell calls heads? And he flipped it. It landed on heads. And he's like, oh, bet, thank you, Because I remember them coming back.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
We've done that a couple times.
Dude. That's awesome. Have y'all been to any of the Dig or Die races?
No, we have not. See, when I built my car, my first race was when I got my car done the week of when the Dig or Dies, and that was our plan, was to go down there and race my first race at Dig or Die with my car when we got it done the first time. And then we was like, man, what's the point of going all the way to North Carolina? Because we had an Airbnb and everything. We were like, what's the point of driving all the way down there? And we got an untested car, and we just finished it. Like, we were going to look like idiots. So we didn't go.
They are some dice rolling and coin flipping son of a guns down there.
Yeah, I think we would like to take Doc there because I know little Zach wants to go, and I think we'll do well with his car there.
Yeah, I think y'all would enjoy that. It's definitely a different atmosphere, man. It is a crazy time for sure.
Yes, man, that's the only thing that kills me, is, it's a great race, don't get me wrong, but there's just so many damn cars. That's a long day, long 2 days, it is.
Well, you had this talk. If I get 40 or 50, I'm happy.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's a good turnout. You should be if you got over 25 cars, you're doing something at a race.
Yeah, I agree.
At a no prep race, that's a lot of cars. And man, it's them long races, man. Granted, everybody likes them. I like them, but man, it's a long haul race. You got to be in it for the.
Yeah, it's a tough one, that's for sure. There's how many rounds does it take to get into the money? 7 or 8 rounds.
It's a lot.
I mean, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's like 13 rounds or something.
Yeah, it's a lot of. And then, yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, you gotta film every pass, and then you gotta go back and edit it. That was my thing. It's like when I was doing it myself. Like we'll go out and film. And we'll work all day, and then I'll come home, work, and then I'll just get home, have to do work on the car, then I sit down to do edit. I'm like, man, I don't even want to do it. Yeah, I just drain.
That's why everybody asks me, like, you didn't do burnouts this time? I'm like, no. I
made
it simple.
No. Yeah,
it's fine. Care about the burnouts. They really don't.
No, they don't. It showed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough for somebody that works to do YouTube, man. It really is. If it's not your full-time
Yeah,
deal.
and that's the
It
thing
is
though, is
very
you
tough.
gotta, yeah, and you gotta struggle to do it for a little while until you make it to where it can be your job,
I mean, I personally
But
don't
still,
know.
then it's hard.
I don't know anybody that take on YouTube full time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I've had a
of
YouTube
course,
channel
Like
for
I'm
a
at work
long
right
time.
now.
This ain't
It's
work.
weird
This
how
is
that stuff works, man. Like, I've had a YouTube channel and consistently posted for almost 4 years. You know, at least one video per week, if not more. And yeah, it's just not
it's
my
tough.
channel is the place where content goes to die. That is for sure.
And like I told like I ain't gonna lie, like my car wrecking, that video blew through the roof.
It's weird.
So
People love to see stuff like that. It's wild.
no
It
problem.
sucks, but how it probably give y'all
Mm.
like I forget how many how many views does that
It's
video
got a
have
hundred.
now?
It's got 113,000.
God, that's
I looked
crazy.
today.
Man,
That's wild. That's a ton, and it sucks because what it took to get that. But that's what drives views, which is
Yeah,
nuts.
but I told them, and Joe was like, "Man, you want me to post this video?" I was like, "Oh yeah, post it." I hope this bitch blows up because I gotta fix a race car. I gotta fix
you
it.
need that
I hope
YouTube money.
yeah. I said, man, I hope we get like 10,000 subs, and I go here. I guess I gotta go wreck something to get some subs. But damn,
Yeah,
Dude, that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
It's a weird
It is
thing, man.
crazy.
And it's tough for a working person to do YouTube. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people, when I get done, let's say for a dig or die, and I get home on Sunday after a race, I've got to get all kinds of stuff prepared for the week, and then I got to work Monday morning. A lot of times and that editing doesn't get done until Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever, just depending on work. And then next thing you know, it's been 2 weeks and you haven't uploaded the content that you filmed, so it's tough.
And then you got me.
Yeah.
My goal is to leave North Carolina by 8, be edited by 5, video by 6.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Not for me.
No, but then again, though, it's a different type of content.
Yeah.
You're doing more behind the scenes. You're talking like Joe. Yeah, me and him will sit there and talk. 3 or 4 times, but 2 of the times might sound retarded. So I mean, like, why put that in there?
You
So
can put Joe
like,
something
you got
retarded. I'll laugh.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I remember somebody posting like us in blue collars, like, who wants to watch this dumb talk on the screen? I'm like, well, I mean, obviously you watched it, so thanks,
I remember that.
Yeah,
And
that was funny.
yeah, like I don't care.
Whoever did
Yeah.
that, like, there's no bad publicity
Right.
whenever it comes to stuff like that.
No. And
Not
and
at
like
all.
I remember like they did Sam the day before, and Sam was with me. He was over freaking out and this and this. I said, bro, I said
It's blue
everything
collar.
is good. I said don't worry. I said it'll be changed tomorrow. And then granted, it was me the next day, and I was like, oh, that's great. That's hilarious. And I told Sam, I called Sam. I was like, hey man, I hate to tell you this, but I think we finally made it. He goes, with me. I said, we're the talk of the town on blue collar. I said we did something good. And I
Which
said
I'm
once you
bringing
make
back
it there,
my
you
vlogs
made
this
it.
year, so y'all are gonna be able to make fun of me doing vlogs too. So
But that's the thing though, is like some people, they have multiple YouTube channels for a reason. They post a race or then they'll do one of their stuff,
I
like
had
they're
multiple.
behind the scenes.
It's all going to Spoold this year. That's it.
Yeah. That's a lot though. It's a lot to keep
Yeah.
up with,
It is.
But when it's, but then again, when it's your, your full-time job, you have a little more time than everybody else,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Or you have
awesome.
somebody
I love
else. Yeah.
It's overrated. It's overrated. Trust me.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I wish, I mean, I just wish if that ever happened, to where we can all make it to that, would be unreal.
You'd love to at least try, right? That's how I feel.
100%. I would try it. If I could, I would. Granted, I don't know how soon I would quit my job because I make decent money. I'm going to make decent money here in a year. When I get, but I'm like, damn, But if
He
I
needs to
could,
keep his
I
job
would
though,
do
because
a
I'll talk
heartbeat.
him into stupid shit. We'll go racing all the time.
That's
We'll
if you
race 7
can-
days out of the week.
But the thing is,
wouldn't know
if you're
what to
making
do.
content on it and you get the money and it's making you the money to do it, why not
Right.
do it?
Getting paid to race would, I mean, that's the majority of our dream jobs. It would be amazing to be able to do that. That would be awesome. And people are like, oh, it's not what it's cut out to be. And it's like, well, I'd like to at least try. That's for sure.
Yeah, like, oh, they work all the time. Yeah, but I mean, look what they got to do it.
Yeah.
And
a lot of it isn't really work. And I hear that, like, the whole, like, oh, you're working on your race car. I would love to get paid to work on my race car, go race my car.
You damn right.
I mean, that would be amazing. That instead of having to go,
if he's getting paid to do that, all day, he can pay me to be his film guy. I'll call it easy.
Yeah, and like, and everyone's like, like Joe, man, he'll come over and help me film and stuff. But like, he's got his own job. It's kind of hard. Like we have to kind of schedule, like when he's come over to film. And we're going to work on something to be able to make content. Because if not, I got to do it by phone. Because he's got all the camera stuff. And I mean,
is Joe's job being the professional hoe? Because that's his name. I mean, Joe the hoe.
You name him that. I mean, is he your hoe or what? Because
dude, I support the hell out of him. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I love Joe. Joe's the man.
He's the hoe. He's the hoe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah, man. I think we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. I really appreciate you coming on. I love the
thanks
channel.
for having me.
Love the car. I can't wait to watch, all the content that you guys are going to put out this year. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see how it's going to go. I'm going to tell him. Oh, dear God.
Damn, DJ.
But I know we love the channel. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, no problem, absolutely. I want to get your dad on here sometime. I think that'd be hilarious.
Hey, please do, because I know like Happy and Limpy, they had him on there, and there's some stories he would just love to tell about some things and everything.
Absolutely.
And I'll have to you have to let me know, because
I got the perfect answer. I want you two working on something together and being all wild.
Oh no. Oh, you don't want that.
That would be awesome.
You don't want that.
We'll definitely get that sometime in the next few months. Yeah. We got some guys that we're going to have on, but we'll definitely get him on here. I think that would be awesome.
Y'all, I do too. Y'all, he is awesome. He
really is.
He is hilarious. He's a great dude.
Y'all together, man. Y'all keep on making content, and y'all win some races this year. We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, I'll see you in a few weeks.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, you damn right will. I'll be there. Yeah.
All right, man.
If not, we're gonna fake it till we make it. But
there you go.
So
I appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all having it.
No problem,
see y'all later.
All right, see you, man. We'll see you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
All right. Now we have our background back.
Yep.
I'll figure that out about by next week.
That's all good.
But yeah, man, good night.
Yeah, dude. I really enjoy watching those guys, seeing them. The camaraderie between them. I see their YouTube doing really good, and I love what they're such characters. It's awesome. I love the YouTube channel, and I like racing with those guys. It's like a party for sure.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But just kind of go over. A couple weeks. Well, a few weeks. We got 828 cash day. These headphones mess me up. It's crazy. And then right after that, Carolina cash day. That's our two big no preps to open up the front side in North Carolina. So
yeah, unfortunately, I won't be making Wilkesboro, but it sucks.
You suck.
Yeah.
And then backside.
Dig or die. It's gonna be crazy. The March is going to be nuts. I don't know what.
And it doesn't get no better once April hits.
I know.
It's going to be crazy.
Which day is that?
April 1st.
April 1st. Gotcha.
April Fool's Day.
That was going to be crazy.
And then Turbo John, Knoxville. Give me a flyer. I'll get it posted up.
Yep. I got Turbo John's. What did they say it was? $200 entry?
Yeah.
Or $300.
$300
It's
entry. Affordable.
It's not $500 anymore. $100 lock in, so you can actually finance that deal a little bit.
Yeah. And then the week after, we have Full Tilt back at Wilkesboro.
I just got cold chills.
Woo. Yeah. Well, it's cold in West Virginia.
Yep, Full Tilt. And what day is that?
That is April 15th. And the night before is the RC race.
April 15th.
Yeah.
Man, that's going to be wild. And
so,
then
it piles on after that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's just going to be picking and choosing where you can go, where you want to go. It's going to be... I'm
really looking forward to it,
I got aluminum rods now. I'm going to have to be easy.
I mean, what's going to be cool is we're going to be able to do the racing recap with this, too.
I need to go ahead and start building another motor.
Those LSs are cheap.
It's going to be rough. I ain't putting no LS in that thing. Ain't no way. I'm going to talk with all Ed McElmore about them heads that him and Brad Jones and NC Speed Lab are doing.
Yeah.
I want to get a set of those small block Ford heads that they got. They are nasty looking.
Yeah.
And
that mini Hemi over here.
That's what I want. That's what I want. And then I got to talk with Jose at Force Inductions and make sure that my turbos are up to par for what the engine is now. Yeah. I'm a little concerned about that. Put some big daddies on there because it's only got 72 millimeters on it.
So twin 88s.
I don't mean no 88s, but I would say some twin 76s would be better.
Why not? I mean,
because of it's, I've still got that SHP block. I don't want to split that thing in half. I've already kicked the side out of it.
It gets a little more Frankenstein.
No, my ECU comes tomorrow. I'm switching it over to Dominator.
I sold my Holly. Uh-oh.
Dude, when I looked at my distributor, we had like 4 or 5 of them, and I was like, there's no way. That's a over $2,000 ECU. There's no way they're going to sell that many in a week. Boy, they did. They did fast, too. I mean, it was gone. But
everybody's bought it for the next month or two.
Thankfully, Ed, the same Ed, got me hooked up on an ECU, so it should be here tomorrow. And then I'm going to bug the fire out of Andrew and have him walk me through putting it on.
While you're doing that, I'll be getting the RC car ready. Well, I've got a brace.
Well, you
next
saw
weekend,
the conversation that he was like, "Why are you going Dominator? You could have used what you got." I'm wanting all kinds of sensors, and
If y'all don't know, Andrew is the brains of the operation.
Yeah, if you've ever watched Pinky and the Brain, I'm Pinky and he's the brain. That's really how that works.
I'm just the media guy.
Yeah, he's the guy filming. But no, it's yeah, we got a lot going on. Thankfully, I found somebody for some metal for the trailer, so I should be able to get it fixed up in the next week or so and start putting the sides on it. And
it's about time to go racing.
Yeah, I got to get down to TKM and get that tune lined out. It should be good. Really, it's going to be more just going over it and seeing what kind of power we can make. See if we can put some more boost through it. That's what I'm thinking. Is like, I don't know if the turbos are big enough. I really don't know. He said it would be, but I don't know. We'll see.
Only one way to find out.
Well, I should be able to make more power with lower intake temperatures of the intercooler. So that should be the big deciding factor. So, but it needs to make 25 to 27 pounds of boost or something like that.
Coming soon to Turbo Tuesday, Houston's going to need an ice machine.
I actually have access to one, so that's not too big of an issue. I can get a little bit. I can get enough, and then I'll buy some more.
You just need enough for first round.
Exactly, so I don't need that many. It's like 2 5-pound bags. So we'll see. We'll see how, like we talked about in the group chat, we'll see how many races I go before I decide that ice is not my cup of tea.
3. I'm betting 3.
I have a big cooler, though. It's just toting that cooler around is going to be annoying. 3. Probably.
They make coolers on wheels. So,
Yeah.
but I'm still.
Well, I don't care about that. I'll just put it in the back of the truck and just keep it full.
You know, Jimmy could chime in about putting coolers on the back of your truck. It's not a good idea.
I have had the same cooler of Jimmy's in our shop for the last 6 months at least, and he hasn't came and got it, so he doesn't really care about them coolers anymore.
That one in Texas, though.
Oh, there is a nice, like, what is that, Ozark Trail?
Yeah.
Cooler on a job site that some Hispanic fellow is using right now somewhere, putting a roof on, and that is Jimmy's cooler, unfortunately. Somebody's got my jack too.
Oh God,
it was rough. But that was back when that dollar, I said $1.50. I am almost certain that at one point in Texas I bought diesel for $1.35 a gallon.
Jesus,
could you imagine? I mean, that's what we need to get back to. That's for sure.
I'll tell you, I'm 87, and I'm not happy. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, $3.20 for 87 right now.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's the administration that the American people wanted. Bud.
We can't get political. We can't be political.
Hey, I'm just saying that's what the people wanted.
Go Trump 2024.
I don't know. We ain't diving into that either. It's it's all screwed up.
Very.
We couldn't fix it if we wanted to, but we
That's
got Chinese
not here or
spy
there.
balloons, man.
This is racing.
Yeah, that's it. We're the bottom of the totem pole, so we just, crap runs downhill. So
Yep.
we get it. We get it on the bottom sides.
So,
but
good night. Good show. Liked having Alan on.
Absolutely. It was awesome. Alan's awesome. I love all those guys. And yeah, we'll definitely lock horns with Zach at some point, and I'll try to get that, my redemption against his car.
I guess
is that Doc Holliday?
Yeah, that's Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday car. Love that name. That's a freaking awesome name of a car.
So here's my question.
It's my favorite movie ever, by the way, Tombstone. Am
I the president? Or... Yeah, that sounds good. I'm the president. You're the vice president.
Harry Darth.
He's a baller, son.
I don't know about that. In a little bit of debt, maybe. But, nah, it's...
Can't take it to the grave.
Nah. Well, my whole thing is I got that block, and I was like, man, I just don't want to kick another steel rod out this block and end up costing me a lot more money. Aluminum doesn't do near as much damage. And to buy a really good set of the steel rods, you're looking at like $1,800. So I'll put the $1,200 rods in and go from there.
We'll be the El Cheapo.
Yeah, it's all good.
But guys, it's been a good night.
Absolutely.
We'll do it again next week. Pay attention to Facebook and all that, and we'll have our guest up probably who's going to be on here maybe around Sunday again.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I don't know if we've really put I haven't really thought about it too much. I'd like to get Chris Cook on. I know the stick shift thing is really popular in drag racing right now. And Chris Cook is a local guy who has... I would love to see what his win percentage was last year. He won a lot.
I can only remember him losing once.
Yeah. So I'd like to get him on. There's a bunch of people that I'd like to get on. I'd like to get Robbie Dollar on. I know they're doing a lot with Carolina Performance down there. And Stick Shift, which he's not Stick Shift anymore. He finally saw the light. And some different guys like that is who I'd like to get on. Some people like that. And we'll talk about it. We've talked about some other people that we'd like to see on here. And
I had a phone call from somebody that said they want to come on.
Yes. Yep. We'll let that one simmer and post that one up whenever the time comes. I don't want to. We'll see what his schedule's like. If he can break away from YouTube for a minute and talk with us. He's got a lot of information, and I think that's the funny thing is that people don't realize how intelligent he is. I know some people like to hate, and some people like to really love, but
I'll
super intelligent.
I'm gonna send a text to somebody that I want on here.
Yes.
I'll show you. Well, it may not be in this phone. I still got
dun,
update
dun,
phone.
dun. But no, I'd like to talk with them guys for sure.
That's why.
Yes. Gotcha.
I think he'd like come on.
Boy, that'd be insane.
I'll shoot him a message.
Are you gonna fanboy like you did at Brown County?
Hey, he hollered at me. Maybe I'm semi-famous. I don't know.
I got you, man. I really, you know, I have a small channel here. KOTV is still a very small thing, and if I can somehow talk with I like learning from all kinds of different people, and I like learning from the same blue collar guys that we race with every week. You know, a lot of people, you know, like the person you just had on your phone, super popular, super cool dude. I think. He has no lack of attention, we'll say.
Yeah.
And, you know, I race every week with a bunch of guys who are great people, who have great stories. They have super nice cars. They work their butts off every week. And, you know, I like to talk with them and see their experiences and what they love to do. And I think people are able to relate to that for sure.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason that I love going and doing what we do is, I mean, like the pictures of my car here that you took, you know, the groups of people that are behind you and the camaraderie. And that's one of the reasons that Alan and them, you know, they've got a family type of atmosphere. Yeah. And they just, you know, the times that you have there, that's the reason that we love to do it. And the reason that we love drag racing, I think the majority of it is the friends that you make and that type of atmosphere. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. And so I like to talk with those people and let other people, you know, get to see these people that they see their names just on a lock-in list or whatever the case may be.
Well, I can tell you, like, I didn't know Alan or none of those guys.
No.
They said they were coming to my race, and I was like, cool. And like I said, we hung out every night in the hotel. Just great guys. More race family added. I talk shit to them every day now.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. It's awesome. That's the great thing about the racing world. I mean, just like my little boy, seeing the people who are so super nice to him, and you know, he's made little friends. People. Yeah, man. And you're gonna always have support from my end and from his end. Yeah. That's the crazy. I don't know. He's made friends. I know what's the one guy's name? Oh my gosh, White Fox Body.
Oh, that narrowed it down.
Turbo LS. Let me narrow it down some more. From Virginia.
White Turbo L. Virginia.
He's from up near VMP area, I think. Like, he's had a little boy, and we were with Turbo John at Digger Dime. Cashton and him ended up being buddies. And I can see his name in my phone. Oh, my gosh. But anyways, you know, they're like just super great people. People like that we, you know, they're not all about the social media or getting clout or any type of thing like that. And I think those type of the people, I'm not trying to get clout.
I just like give you hell.
But those are the type of people I like to talk to. So if anybody has any recommendations of people that you'd like to see on here, tag away, message us. If you want to be on, message us. Because I'm not going to tell nobody no unless you are just, I don't know.
That's my job.
Yeah, I'll let him say no. But yeah, man. Good night.
All right, guys. Like I said, we'll see y'all next week.
That's it.
Same time, same play. Hopefully a backdrop.
I think
during the picture-in-picture.
I think the backdrop looks great, by the way.
It does for us right now. I got to get figure out what I did wrong.
I don't think you did anything wrong. Oh, you're talking about the backdrop with
the picture-in-picture.
Yeah. I think when you went to him, can you add 3 things?
Dude, you can add a lot on this.
I think whenever you went to choose his screen, the screen for the backdrop was there, and I think you just need to choose it as well.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I think it's
not a
big deal. Oh yeah, absolutely. Fun stuff.
Yes,
I
sir.
love talking drag racing. I'd talk all night.
So.
Yep. All right, guys.
Appreciate
it.
Y'all
we'll
have a
see
good
y'all in the next one.